Greetings, Doctropolitans, and welcome to Channel Other Doc. I'm Jim.
Right.
I don't even think you said it right.
I said, who's to judge? That's the question. I said my imaginary word right. I'm Jim. I use he, him pronouns. And this is our campaign of Masks set in the fictional city of Doctropolis. Masks is a game by Brendan Conway and is powered by the Apocalypse. I am playing Null, the Beacon. And we shall go around and say hi to everybody and find out who they're playing. And this week, the order shall start with Kat. Hello.
I only did that because I was typing. Hi, I'm Kat. I'm known as Cleric of Cord on Twitter, and when I'm watching my friends play, it's in Twitch. And I am playing Meta Warp, the Nova playbook, she, them, and I use she, her. And wow, I'm not ready for this, I don't think, yet. We'll see.
We'll have to find out. Who knows?
Oh, and I think I'm developing a crush.
That's not ready because Kat knows me.
No, I'm not ready.
Who is really? That's important. Let us head over. Let us head over to Pepper. Hello.
Hi there, everyone. My name's Pepper. I use they, them pronouns. I am playing Puck, who also uses they, them pronouns, and they are the local delinquent. You can find me on Twitter at mebethem4815, and I am so thrilled for tonight because I have capital P plans.
Okay.
We lost the very end. We lost everything after plans.
I have capital P plans, and I am ready to enact them.
Excellent. This is good. This is good. Or it could. Well, we'll find out. And now let us head over to Wally. Hello.
Hello, all. I am Wally. You can follow me on the Twitter at Wally132. I'm usually just talking about random stuff there. I myself use the he, him pronouns, and I am playing Ezekiel, aka Phobos, also known from the Protege playbook. And boy, he uses he, him pronouns, and let me tell you something. Oh boy, poor Ezekiel's thoughts have been weighing on my mind for the past week. Oh man. Oh boy, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this. I've been anticipating this week big time.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, and I'm now just remembering what happened last time.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I know it's hitting me now. Oh good God, I've been kind of out of it today, folks. But yeah, there's it's coming. Oh God. Let's head over to Thtrnerd. Hello.
Hi, I'm Thtrnerd. I've had a cold since Monday. It was a baby cold, and then I decided I had to run my Blades in the Dark game. And then I stupidly decided to also play Call of Cthulhu Monday night. Don't be like me, not that I didn't have fun. That's my advice. I use they, them pronouns. I am playing Mika, who uses she, her pronouns. The reformed pain in everybody's butt playbook.
I like
That
to think
we love.
we love her, even, but I like to think that after previous week, it's less of pain in our butts. It's more like, hey, we love you. We love you.
Yeah, man, you're family.
It's like, get away, you. You're like my brother, Phobos, you.
Cute.
Oy vey. Well, let's find out what it is we're all concerned about, and head over to hand things over to our GM Mole.
Huge
Hello.
concern.
Was the implication there that I'm what you're concerned about?
I mean, you are all the super villains in Doctropolis.
You're the storyteller. We're just actors.
I have such a large concern.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mole at Molethulu everywhere, and like people said, I'm everybody else. Yes, it's going to be interesting because we're running things up. The way things are going, chances are we are getting incredibly close to the end of Volume 1, which is exciting. And saying that, we are on Issue 6, Scales of Power.
Oh boy.
The cover.
Yes.
On the cover of this issue, we see a panel with Ember Hutchinson on a mobile phone standing in her office, talking to an unknown party. Next to her is a panel depicting a series of robots showing the markings of the singularity. Third, in the series of panels show pods like those used to store kidnapped homeless people. One of them is smashed, and in front of it is the form of a hugely muscular, red-skinned form crouched on the ground, recuperating. A final fourth panel is a group of troopers in high-tech body armor sitting in the back of a transport vehicle. Above them all is the shadowy silhouette of a figure with arms outstretched as inky puppet strings emanate from the fingers and connect to the various points across the other 4 panels.
Whew, boy.
Damn it, Maul!
Oh my gosh, I thought it was going to be one thing, then it turned into something completely different, and now I'm even more just,
I
That's
just
my
went
mom,
from
guys.
like here to here anxiety-wise.
oh my
That's
gosh.
my mom for you.
Oh, lordy.
Oh gosh, okay.
Yes, but
Alright.
the implication from that cover is that your mum's one of the puppets.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Oh
Nope.
boy.
No.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Can we get an
Who could
F in
that
the
central-
chat for our sanity?
Who could be that central figure up top if Ember Hutchinson is one of the puppets?
Oh gosh.
Daddy dearest.
Oh man.
There are
All
many
right. Well,
possibilities.
yeah.
None of them are good.
None of them. None of them.
Okay, so as we left off last week, we had Phobos Phobos, really, on top of a roof. Kind of. I suppose it'd be more appropriate to say Ezekiel with Ezekiel on top of the roof.
Yeah, that's a better way to say it.
Yeah.
AKA the weird arcane created clone of Ezekiel that has somehow lived 20 years in 6 months and has come back and been freaking Ezekiel out for
I think like several days now.
it's been a few weeks.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah,
A
that's
few
right.
weeks since the beginning of the campaign. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
it's several weeks.
I mean, the first time we saw him in the comic strips would have been 6 months ago when he fought the Supremacy.
Yes. Yeah, that would have
But
been. Yeah.
you lot didn't actually see him then.
Yeah. So I guess it would have been like the footnote. It would have been like the editor's note first appeared in issue 1, and then it would say
Issue 0.
Sub-edit note issue 0.
Yeah. Issue 0 was the first time he appeared in the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, issue 0 was also when we tackled Midnight, right?
Yeah, sessions all the way back in session 0. The way that encounter hole ended up was the panel of him crushing the marble with his hand.
Whew. All right. Well, let's swing on.
Also, he's not quite alone. If I remember right, he has Mika and Puck there.
Yes,
That's right. Yes, they are.
And Mika is thoroughly confuzzled by the situation.
All right. So.
Oh yeah, and he's just dropped the bombshell that the Malcolm Moore that everybody knows is not the original Malcolm Moore, because the original Malcolm Moore died in the arcane prison.
I don't think he's actually mentioned that the original's dead yet.
Yeah, I think they just
I
said.
think we saw it. We saw a. We saw
Oh no,
a
he didn't say
panel
he was
of it.
dead. He just said
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
the Malcolm Moore you know is not the Malcolm Moore that went
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, the readers know
This-
that Malcolm dead.
Yeah, there's this literary device that I can't remember the name of. I'm a horrible former English major, but it's where the reader and the author know something that the character does not.
Dramatic irony? Is that it?
I think.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. So that was the last thing that was said. So it's up to you how you want to respond.
So Ezekiel is like pretty much looking stunned right now because one, I mean, he's encountered his future self from another dimension kind of thing that was created as an Arcana clone. And they just told him that the Malcolm that he's been talking to all this time, the one that he just legit bonded with no more than a few hours ago, isn't the one that he isn't the one that he knew from when he first met him. So Ezekiel's like, what do you mean that isn't
It's
the original Malcolm?
okay. Don't get me wrong. In all extents and purposes, down to a cellular level, with the exception of like a 0.000000000000001% difference, they are identical. It is in all extents and purposes the same person. Just one was created by magic, apparently magic, and the other one wasn't.
So you're saying they're not really the same person at all. You're saying that while the Zeke we know has had the experiences in life as living Zeke, the other one is sort of object.
From the moment Zeke put his body into that portal, there were then two of us. I have exactly the same set of memories up until that point.
See. Oh, then in that case, this is Puck. And that's Mika. And I thumb over to Mika, who's probably the other end of the roof.
I know who you all are.
Oh, all right. Then,
So can I ask, is there another one of me? And if yes, is she horribly evil?
The duplicates get created when somebody is put into the prison.
Yeah, they have no contact with the outside world.
So if you were to go through one of the portals to go into the prison, a duplicate, a form will be constructed that is intended to be a way to help the prisoner become a better person and rehabilitate. More often than not, it is an alternate version of them with like one thing tweaked.
so wait then. So
there isn't an alternate timeline me. At least not that you're aware of.
Unless you've gone through one of those portals.
So
I don't.
So wait a minute then. If the more that came out isn't the same more, but just the same more, but just tweaked a little bit to be a rehabilitation tool, then one.
As far as I know, the difference between the Moors is the one that came out had forgiven himself for the loss of a teammate.
Loss of. What do you mean loss of a teammate?
It took over a decade for him to tell me. But when he was your age, he was part of a team of superheroes, much like yourselves. In this team were a pair of twins who went by the superhero names of Sunrise and Sunset. One of them died. And he always blamed himself because he wasn't where he was supposed to be.
Oh.
And that is very much the driving force behind him making sure the attention was on him.
So he would end up
Intention was-
taking all the fire.
Exactly.
Oh. So.
Before that, he was happy not to be in the limelight. Shortly after that, the team disbanded and people went on all their separate ways. He went on, took up the mantle at his parents' company. And it was from that moment that the Midnight you guys know now began. The one that was constantly in the limelight, constantly doing everything to have people look at him.
That must get tiring.
You're suggesting he willingly sacrificed of himself in order to shield others?
Wow.
He's suddenly not as shitty as I thought he was.
Amen. He seems to be quite the heroic character now.
Yeah. So, all right. But, okay. if that's not the more that I knew that's currently here.
Like I said, it is still the more you knew.
Right. But then what
slightly different.
Then what happened to the one that originally entered the portal? Is he still there? Can we get him out?
He didn't make
Do
it.
we want to?
Wait, what? What do you mean he didn't make it?
This was a prison dimension. As you can imagine. Not everyone was as civil as I am.
You're saying he was murdered?
He took a fatal injury battling some of the worst in there, trying to help those who were genuinely trying to rehabilitate. He carried on the life that he had here in there.
What about
Puck
For me, it was about 18 months ago, which would be... I came out of the portal about 6 months ago.
So wait, you came out 6 months ago?
About that, yeah.
Like Zeke just sits down on the roof.
Puck is going to gently put a hand on his shoulder and give him a squeeze. Give it a squeeze, just in case, like a grounding gesture.
What about Dr. Twilight? Not that I'm going to tell Null if you tell me there's an alternate dimension Dr. Twilight.
I don't know what happened at the start. All I know is myself and Malcolm came across her body about 2 years after we were trapped in there. But it was fresh. And we know it was the original.
So
how did you know?
He looks around as though he's making sure that, you know, everything's safe. And you suddenly start seeing the gas and all that stuff as his armor starts pulling back and going back in. Similar to how Zeke's does, but this one it's a lot. His armor is bulkier and heavier, much more armored than Zeke's. And then he lifts up his under armor, and you see that he doesn't have a belly button.
Lord Almighty.
Whoa.
They needed to make sure the wrong one wasn't released.
Like Zeke subconsciously touches his belly button to make sure.
And you know, we're not born.
Right.
So Sasha, you go first.
So yeah, so does this happen a lot?
Yeah, what exactly do you mean by the wrong one?
I didn't say the wrong one.
Well, as in the wrong one got out.
Oh, they don't want the wrong one. As in the prison guards don't want the what's the right word?
The rehabilitation tools? They don't want them to escape?
Yeah. They don't want the rehabilitation tools to be the one that leaves when the sentence is up. They want it to be the prisoner that leaves. So they don't want the rehabilitation tool to knock the prisoner unconscious and take their place.
Right. Okay. Well, then how did you get out then from the prison?
The normal way in and out of the prison is a portal which opens in a specific location. It's part of a building. It's heavily guarded, and it would be the closest thing to your traditional prison structure. Occasionally, you'd hear rumors of portals that would open elsewhere, which my guess is somebody else from the outside creating a new portal in, not from the original people who created the thing.
Got it.
And I'd been dealing with a few of the less savory types and was heading back home, and I saw one of these portals and I thought, well, there's nothing here for me anymore. So I came through.
How?
Just walk through.
I don't know. Somebody else had opened the portal.
Wait. So someone from the outside opened up the portal again?
And you just walked on through?
Wait, you said this was an arcane prison. Could this have something to do with Dr. Twilight in the bunker? If so, that's kind of... Wait.
As far as I know, Dr. Twilight was trapped in that bunker for the past 8 months or so.
And if you had, then so the timeline doesn't line up then, because if Dr. Twilight was in that bunker for 8 months at least, and you came out 6 months ago, between then and now, someone must have reopened that portal.
And who is opening these portals and why?
I don't know. It's one of the things I've been looking into.
What do you have? If you
Not a
don't
lot.
mind me asking.
I kind of got sidetracked to what you guys have been dealing with.
I'm sorry about that, but that is fair and understandable. It seems that your path and ours have interconnected.
Couldn't you
Well-
argue his path was always interconnected because of... Never mind.
Maybe when I was created, once a certain amount of time passed inside that prison, I was a different person.
So, if don't mind me asking, well, I don't care if you mind. What information have you gathered?
The only thing I know that I haven't already nudged you towards. I mean, do you really think that I had a habit of just sitting on fences, being
Well, I mean,
watched by CCTV?
I mean, you are me.
Yeah, but I'm a you that's not so angry with the world.
I'm not angry at the world.
Oh, share.
Mm,
I am not angry, said the person with the anger condition right now.
Honey, share.
I
It's
know
all-
what anger looks like.
And it's all right to be angry. Anger is like fire. It can either be used to destroy or to create. It all depends on what you do with it.
Fine, whatever. Right.
You just need to learn how to channel it. That's all.
Right. Fine. Okay. But what have you found?
The only thing that I can think of is it's more of an area that you lot don't seem to have looked at yet. Is the questions I'm asking at the moment is, where did the homeless kids that got shipped out of the bunker go? And has anyone thought about trying to get into the mayor's files?
Well, I can obviously volunteer to tackle that last one.
Can
and
I?
we have another teammate.
I can
named
tell you,
Wally.
I can tell you, if there's anything incriminating, it's not hooked up to an outside network.
Can I pierce his mask? Deimos
You
is...
can?
Please and thank you. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, no, please, feel free.
Oh, that's the one thing I haven't opened. It's all the rule books.
That's a 12.
Good job.
Nice.
So I get
Nice.
to ask 3 questions, which of course I don't have the cheat sheet pulled up.
Is that the one that you've got the special thing on?
Yes.
Okay.
So one of the I want to know what his darkest moment is.
Well, yeah, he's not a hero.
Oh,
He's just a
He's not a villain either.
he's just a there.
He's just there. Okay, fine. That's unfortunate for me, but
At the moment, at least. He's just a super who's currently dealing with his own shit.
in limbo. He sounds like another superhero I know.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
I have it. I pulled it up. What are you really, or what do you intend to do?
His intention is, his current intention is to help figure out what's going on with these missing kids.
What does he want me to do?
He doesn't really care.
Interesting.
Okay.
I have one more
Yeah,
question.
one more.
Oh, yeah, right. One more question. Yeah.
How could I gain influence over you?
Be extraordinary.
Oof. Big oof. Okay.
You definitely get the feeling that this is a guy who doesn't care what people say. He cares what people do.
Uh-huh. And you just see Mika stare at him for a minute and like doesn't blink. Like she's piercing into his soul.
Puck is going to continue babbling because that is what Puck does best. Anyway, you don't have to worry about finding anything with those mayor's files. We have a teammate named Null. He's just as good as I am with computers. We can sneak on in and take care of it for you, honey.
What I'm trying to tell you is that I've already gained access to the files that are accessible through the net.
And
if they've got files, you would need to go in to where those files are.
So in other words, it's physical files.
Either that or an air-gapped computer.
Okay.
And I don't know, I was willing to do some breaking and entering, but it's nothing I haven't done before. So don't you worry about it, honey. I got it covered.
If we need to break in an entry into the mayor's office and especially to figure out what's going on with these kids and to find out what her big plan is, we're going to need to do it. There is no questioning it.
Honey, I think you misunderstand. I mean, I need to do it. You cannot be doing it. You have a reputation to maintain. Sure.
But no, I don't care about my reputation. If this was his job that he was working on, this is the same kind of mindset I would have. I mean, yes, he's an older version of me, but still, we think alike.
He is not an older version of you. He is an alternate version of you. You are you, and he is he. But if you want to make this like a date night, I'll absolutely be happy to do that.
I wasn't saying anything about a date night. I was just
you and I can break in together.
Wheel. That's just not right.
I wasn't saying. No, I wasn't saying it was a date. I know. I was just saying that if you're going to do this, I'd rather you didn't do it alone. He like glances over at Deimos, like, and it like, what do I say?
I am waiting to see what Deimos does. This is Pepper speaking, not Puck.
Like he like he's trying to look over Puck's shoulder at Deimos and like, help me, you, oh God. Fine. This could be a date kind of thing.
Why don't we just do it all together?
Yeah, why don't we just do it all together? Thank you, Mika. Why don't we just do this all together? All of us go as a team and break into the mayor's office.
Because the less amount of people are less likely to attract attention. Let's face it, honey.
Well, you're already sending 3 people in.
No, I was going to leave Noel behind. I don't know if I'm assuming Noel doesn't feel all right about breaking and entering into places. He's a good boy.
Maybe we should ask the rest of the team their opinions of it, regardless.
I have a feeling Chris doesn't care either way because, frankly, I don't think they prescribe to human morals as we know it.
One could say they operate in the gray area.
Exactly. Clever pun, honey. And Puck is going to kiss Mika on the cheek.
No, we had a conversation about morality. It was an interesting one.
You and I are going to talk later about that, yeah?
Well, we
About 50 yards away, you hear a car backfire.
I look over in that direction.
Puck is immediately grabbing both Zeke and Mika and shoving them to the ground underneath them.
But
okay, Puck, you're a little jumpy, pal.
Sorry, American. I'm assuming it's gunfire.
This is just a car backfire, though. Are you okay?
Well, we should probably talk to the rest of the team.
Right.
And decide what we do from there.
You're right. We do need to talk to the rest of the team. And then we can figure out who is going to go into the mayor's office, and while the others continue the search topside for anything else.
Mika will take out her earpiece, assuming she can get another from Null, and hand it to Deimos. You'll have a direct.
Deimos is gone.
Oh, he's gone? Damn it. Well, that was a good idea.
You know, the thing is, like, Zeke 100 expected him to do this, so he does not like react to it because he would have done the same exact thing.
Just fucking jump off a building.
Yeah, just fucking.
Yeah, I mean, Zeke, you are probably going at this moment going, of course he rigged the backfire.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm thinking right now. And I kind of like watch, like look at where he was before, and under my breath, I go, he's good.
This is kind of reminiscent of our talk, Zeke, the other night.
I don't recall what talk you're talking about. Well, let's go back to
At which point Zeke jumps off the roof.
I don't.
Just to get away from this conversation.
I'm not sure what talk you're talking about, Mika. But regardless, let's go back to the base, speak to the others, so we can figure out what to do next.
You just get a tirade of angry face emojis from Mika.
So you're saying that even though they're face to face, Mika whips out her phone and
no, I figure
him.
you could send them from the earpiece, like stop text.
They're not psychic.
Well, fine. Then she totally just sends him a bunch of. You see her pull out her phone and angry face emoji.
Just holds up the phone, just like glaring at him, just like sending emoji after emoji.
Probably devil face emojis too. The angry, like just.
I love her.
So let's go back. We also need to fill in everyone about Deimos.
Yeah, that's something.
Yes, we do need to tell everyone about him.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Honey, before they leave the rooftop, Puck is going to grab them both by the elbow. May I suggest you let me handle the talk with Chris and all about Deimos? I'm a bit of an expert on the concept of self-identity and separating oneself. So if y'all let me handle this, I can think...
We need to come to consensus about Dr. Twilight, speaking of Null.
That also...
Tell him the truth.
I think, to be fair, I agree with Puck.
I mean, I don't have to talk.
Well, that's what I was hoping to avoid. No offense, Mika.
Tell.
You have the bluntness of a brick being flung at someone's face at 20 miles per hour.
So
I
maybe
think they find a brick, pull out their phone again, and you just get a brick emoji, face emoji, jerk.
Mika, honey, I love you, but let's face it, you're just not that good with people.
Sometimes you just have to pull the Band-Aid off.
Yes, I understand, but this is not one of those situations. No love, Dr. Twilight. And we need to break it to him gently. And we need to tell him the truth because lying to him is no good at all. But I believe we need to also tell him about the belly button situation because if this is the Dr. Twilight that we know, we don't know what's going on really.
Also, but we could also make with the benefit of the doubt that maybe this Dr. Twilight, nothing is too horrible wrong with her. She could just be like more. Remember, they are still a perfected version of himself.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Well, to be frank, I'm not going to dive into the philosophy of what makes exactly one human. But they have souls too, from what I can gather. So they deserve the same amount of dignity and respect.
True.
I believe that
when we get home, I'll just go to my room since clearly I'm not wanted for this conversation.
No, honey, you deserve to be there too. This is a team conversation. There is no I. Well, there is an I in team, but it's inside the a-hole. That's what my grandma used to say. What? May she rest in peace.
One thing I will say to you, Zeke, is one thing that will occur to you is, with this information, is that since he came out of the portal, your relationship with Moore has been better.
Oh, I definitely noticed that. I'm definitely, Zeke was definitely going, over the timeline in his head that certain things are starting to line up and starting to make more sense. All right, well, Puck, you handle talking to everyone about this, because I trust you with your gentle words.
Thank you very much, Shed.
Right.
That means quite a lot coming from my fearless leader. And they're going to kiss him on the cheek.
Right, so the bikes, let's go. And he heads off the roof.
Yeet! I'm having feelings. Yeet!
Wait, did you yeet yourself off the roof again?
No, he didn't yeet himself off the roof. He just went down the way they came.
Mika, Puck is going to take a moment to look at Mika. Just say, I think I got it bad, honey.
Yeah, he's a little bashful. I don't think he's ever fallen in love before.
Well, neither have I, so we're just going to have to make this work, right?
Oh, man. This could be a clusterfuck. I mean, I'm really happy for the both of you, but this could end poorly.
I know, but we're just going to have to put our faith in doing the right thing, right?
Never mind. She runs. Starts running.
Yeah, Puck is going to follow Mika down the stairs.
She pulls a Zeke and starts running. Do we do a side swipe to the?
Do we have one of those cool a panel wipes to the next scene, like a page turn kind of thing?
Yep. We turn the page and we're back in the subway.
I like to imagine the Space Ghost where it's just the head that rotates.
Yeah.
So on the way there, Puck is going behind Zeke. So they're going to pull out their phone and they're going to text Noel and Chris and Skylar, and they're going to ask for a team meeting. And then they're going to place a Grubhub order for soul food as close as they can get, and they're going to buy one of everything on the menu just to be careful so everybody can have their pick, and because these kind of conversations are best done over food.
That's actually a really good idea now I think about it.
Team dinner.
Okay. The food arrives.
All right, so and I pull up into the base on the bikes, and I look, make to see if Chris and Null are still around, watching the movies or whatever.
What have we been doing?
I think we were still working on the files together.
Yeah, I know. I was looking into now with the Paladin files, looking up the codename Sirius, the project codename Sirius,
Mm-hmm.
which was supposed to test for latent powers and such. So I'm just sort of looking to see if that's something where they might have, if there might be any clues in there as to what's been going on and who's behind it.
Just as an FYI, okay, the codename Sirius in the Masks book is the codename they used for what I'm planning to do with Archon.
Oh.
Just as an FYI, that's how I came up with the name. I was like, what do I call it? What do I call it? What do I call it? And I remembered the name from the Masks book.
Okay.
So I think Chris has gone back to working on the time portal dimension kind of problem issue that they've been dealing with, especially in relation to Martin, and kind of, I keep wanting to call him Marvin.
I don't know.
Trying to put all of that together. This is techno arcane, maybe forcing portals, looking for more of those types of disturbances or traces of them, where they can, not just in Doctropolis, but all over the world if possible.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that's going to take some heavy researching, because the thing you come across relatively quickly is the portals to that dimension being arcane. You really need an arcane user to be able to detect them.
Right, but Nanny was able to do to get a
yeah, but that was because Deimos had been here very recently.
Okay, so I think,
after an hour, the traces of that were gone.
Okay, so I think what she would be doing then is trying to break down and analyze whatever information she could, and this is all stuff she's feeding Nanny to do in the background. This is all background stuff.
Yeah.
That she's got running, that they've got running on them, and just monitoring different projects that they've got going as far as research and helping Skylar whenever they can.
Yeah. I will say, as far as the technomagic thing, on the technomagic angle, the one thing Skylar will have been trying to do, sort of sideways, is sort of see if there, now that we know what book has gone missing, seeing if there's a way to, and it may not be possible, but see if there's a way to get a hold of like another copy or another book that would have the same kind of information in it.
Okay. Well, as far as you know, that book was unique, but some of the book is inside the database in a scanned format.
Okay. Well, at least we can
Basically,
figure out
the bits that are normal text.
Yeah.
There's sections of the book which deal with actual more arcane things where, for some reason, no matter how hard you tried, they just wouldn't be scanned.
Yeah. Okay. It's one of those books. I feel as though Twilight had a few books that were like that. It was like, no, it's not scanning them in. There's no way you're going to be able to scan these in. And I tried, and it didn't happen.
Does Chris know how to reach out to her mom, or does her dad?
She doesn't know herself. Usually, Dad arranges one and lets you know.
Okay, I think she's just kind of sent him a quick text. Ask Mom about technomancy portal, forcing portals, alternate dimensions.
Do you send any of the information you've got over as well, or?
Yeah, so I'll send over the signature that we got for from Deimos, and whatever little bits and pieces. This is what we have. Trying to put this together. If Mom knows anything or could give us assist, especially having difficulty on the arcane front.
You get a response, sort of, I'll see what I can do.
Just sends back a heart emoji.
Okay, I'll guess at this point will be when everybody meets up again.
Yep. We pull up into the base.
Did the food
bike.
arrive before them?
Sorry?
Did the food arrive before they did?
I don't know. Did you order it when you got back or when you were on the way?
When I got back, when Puck got back.
Okay, so yeah, get back, order food, then the food arrives.
Yeah,
Okay.
Puck is going to go to Null and Chris and just gather them up, bring them both into the living room, the kitchen.
Busy?
Hey, how'd it go?
Working?
So, honeys, we have a tiny bit of a situation on our hands. And I
thought we
don't-
weren't lying.
We're not lying, I'm being honest.
I don't
It's
think
called
this is a tiny situation.
It's called being honest, Mika. And it's called being gentle. Now, are you going to let me talk? Or are you going to let me talk?
You just said we had to be honest.
I am being honest. Now, be quiet, honey.
No, it's okay, Mika. I know whenever Puck says tiny, I assume it's like 10 times as big. What's up?
Yeah.
And Puck will explain everything that happened about Demos, explain about the time portal, explain about more. They will keep the information about Twilight back for now.
Okay.
So
There were parts of that actually I was distracted during, so I'm not going to have the full picture. Jim isn't going to have the full picture yet, but we will try to proceed as best we can.
Okay. Well, if you've got questions, just ask.
Okay.
yeah. So basically what we have going on is that we have Demos, who came from inside the time prison, and we have more who came from inside the time prison. We have our dear Ezekiel, whom we all love and adore, and we have the belly buttonless mole running more tech.
Made a
And
duplicate of everybody.
not everybody, only those who were inside the time loop. Not you,
Right, so-
not me, not Mika. Thankfully, I don't think the world could handle two of me.
That's the
Okay.
truest statement you've made thus far.
Made a duplicate of.
Mm-hmm.
So would have also made a duplicate. So that means there's still a duplicate of Rana in there.
No, honey. Skylar, about that. Puck is going to step away from their side of the table, get out of their chair, kneel by Skylar's chair, and take both of his hands in theirs. The Dr.
okay.
Twilight, the Dr. Twilight you know, is not the Dr. Twilight that came out. The Dr. Twilight that you've worked with and come to love has passed on.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you have a belly
honey.
button either.
Excuse me, please. I have to go do something.
Of
And
course,
Skylar is
Skylar,
going to
take your
turn and
time.
walk out.
Chris is just kind of just gonna look at Pocket, just gonna look at the others, and then she'll get up and she will follow.
I feel like this is best. They should let
Puck-
me go.
Puck is just going to tap Chris on the shoulder. Honey, he's just had a major bit of upheaval. So please be gentle. I know I don't need to tell you this, but just some advice. Be careful with him.
They just kind of they don't look back or acknowledge. They just kind of shrug off the shoulder and keep going.
Well, I tried.
You know, we could have just ripped the Band-Aid off. I feel like the outcome would have been just
Oh Mika.
You know, Mika, honey, I never quite told you that, but if I had been a boy, I probably would have gone into the catechism. I probably would have gone into the seminary and become a priest. And during my readings, just because I am me, I learned, well, I tried to learn how to deal with people, and I learned that every person reacts to grief differently. Now, Skylar, he reacts the way he reacts, and there's no way I can control him about that. All I can do is offer a supportive shoulder when he needs it. That's all any of us can do.
Well, I'm taking the gumbo and I'm going to my room.
No, you're not. You're staying out here.
We still have to have a team meeting concerning what we're going to be doing next.
Well,
Yes.
So when they get back,
2/5 of our team is gone, so let me just go enjoy gumbo in peace in my room.
Okay, you know what? Fine. Go and enjoy gumbo and beast in your room. Zeke and I can plan on breaking into the mayor's headquarters. How about that?
Besides, you should have date night, and then she runs off with the gumbo.
Puck is going to call out, "You forgot the rice!"
You see her run back, grab the rice, run back to her room.
Puck is going to turn to Zeke and just dig into their mac and cheese. So how do you think we're going to handle this, Cher? You go keep a lookout while I decide to tackle the files?
pretty much, yes. I mean, we're now all equipped with stealth in some form of fashion, so we'll be fine. Plus, you are with your poofing thing. That will also be pretty helpful.
I can only take myself, just so you know.
Oh, I assumed such. It'll still be very helpful for us in the long run. And he just like sits down and eats his gumbo in a very very mechanical fashion. Like he's thinking, like the gears are turning in his head.
Zeke, Cher, if I ask you something, will you be honest with me?
Of course, I don't like to lie.
Well, that speaks to your character. Are you all right?
You said it yourself. Everyone handles grief differently. Right now, it looks like Skylar he needs confirmation, and I really hope that he finds what he's looking for. Chris is going to be there with him. She'll be good for him. They're pretty close.
Honey, I'm not asking about Chris and Skylar. I'm asking about you.
Me? I'm sad because the more I knew is dead, but I feel horrible because the more that is here now is 10 times better than the more I've ever known. He's one that has gone over their emotional baggage and they became a better person of it. I just hope that the Dr. Twilight that Skylar encounters, I really just hope that it's for the better.
Honey, I understand your point of view. And I understand you want the best for Skylar, and I understand that you're sad about more. But remember what Demo said about how he has all the memories of up until he fell through that?
Right.
I know he is a separate person, completely different from the mole you grew up with, completely different from the man who adopted you, completely different from the man you know. And Demos is completely different from you. But would it be so bad if you gave this new more a chance?
No, it wouldn't be so bad, I suppose. I mean, we did bond. He called me his son. It's pretty nice.
He called you his son. Well, that's a bit of an achievement there, Jack.
It is. I just, yeah. So I just feel kind of selfish. That's all.
Now, you don't need to feel selfish about this. It's natural to want family.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. It's hard not for me to think about my teammates. That's all.
I understand, and I worry about our teammates too. But I worry about you most of all. Despite my better judgment, Cher, you've become important to me. And I've come to care quite a lot about you and your well-being. And I understand what it's like to come to face another side of yourself that you've never come to see before. And I understand what it's like to go through that transitional period and come out stronger on the other side. So, Ezekiel. share. If you ever need anybody to talk to about this, my door is open, literally and metaphorically.
He puts down his gumbo that he was eating and turns to face them. He stands up and walks over to them. He puts his hands on their shoulders and he kisses their forehead.
Oh.
And he goes, "Thank you. That actually means a lot. Let me know when the others come back." And he heads to the training area.
And we shall cut over to Null and Metalwarp. I assume you're all heading to where Twilight has been staying.
Yes, we are.
Because she's still in Moor Tower because she's still with you.
Yeah. Yeah, as it turns out, we're warping there.
Yep. Okay, so you warp. I'm guessing she's not in the same room as she was, but because that was more of a immediate attention medical type thing. She's now more of a recuperation. Looks far more like a hotel room, the room that she's in now.
So, I guess we'll appear wherever it is that Chris puts us.
Headed to the wherever the last place that they knew they were.
Yeah. I'll say you bamf in just outside of that room because you wouldn't want to go in there if there was a middle of the and it doesn't take long for you to find out where they are. It's another area on that floor.
Right.
You want me to wait out here?
I don't know what's going to happen. I might actually need you nearby just in case something in case shit gets real or something. Maybe.
Why?
Yeah. So. Yeah. Don't want to. If yeah. And basically he's gonna knock on the door.
You hear her call, "Come in."
He's gonna open the door. Sort of reaching into. He's got. I feel like they're not probably in costume or anything right now, so he's probably got like a jacket on. He's reaching into his pocket, sort of steps forward, and where is she right now? Is she in in the bed?
She's lying on the bed. She's not actually under the covers. She's lying there relaxed. There's a TV on which has got the news 24-hour news channel playing. It's quite quiet. You get the feeling that she's just got it as background noise while she's reading. There's a couple of books by her.
What's on the screen, real quick? I mean,
it's a 24-hour news thing talking about the upcoming mayoral race.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, as I suddenly just sort of was realizing a thing in the background, and I'm like, wait, no, it needs to be the other way because of logistics. I'm gonna sort of step forward, just get kind of move around toward where she is. Hey.
You okay, Skylar?
Yeah. I have something for you.
Okay.
I reach out of my pocket. There's a little sort of, it looks like a glass marble that I just sort of toss to her.
She catches it. It immediately starts glowing. And she goes, "What possible reason would you think I'm not who I am?"
Were you going to tell me?
Tell you what?
There's more than one of you?
Okay, are we talking about the intellectual exercise about the multiverse theory here, or have you got some information that I don't have?
I'm talking about the prison. I'm talking about the prison that Zeke and I pulled you out of.
What about
Zeke
it?
and I pulled you and more out of.
Yeah.
You knew more about that place than anybody going in. And you know,
I didn't know what it was. I just knew it was a parallel pocket dimension, and we were chasing someone who was planning to open it. We thought they were using it as an escape mechanism off Earth. So we followed them in because they'd stolen some. You remember that I'd been researching the fact that all those museums have been hit across the globe. That I had that theory that they formed a form of arcane X marks the spot. Well, this portal entrance was at that X. So we went there to try and stop the people that had stolen all the goods. The portal was there and open, so we went in. It was a mistake. When we got in there, myself and Malcolm had been separated. It took us almost a week to find each other again. That's when yourself and Zeke showed up and pulled us out.
I would like to pierce the mask, if I may.
You can.
I would like to offer assistance.
How? How would you be assisting? Remember, you only got one team in the pool.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I can. I'm good either way, whatever this ends up as. So we don't have to expend the team on it necessarily. But
Yeah, you can always decide to do that afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just say this is
better.
This is much more important to Skylar than probably it is to Jim. I think probably, but let me see here. This is plus mundane. All right, here we go. And 8. So.
Ask one.
One question. So I guess I'm going to yeah, this is I think this is the easiest question for me to bend in the direction that I'm wanting here. How could I get your character to tell me the truth about what you're telling me right now?
As far as you can tell, she is telling you the truth.
Okay, that was what I kind of wanted to know. I'm just sort of I'm just sort of watching when she says that, and I'm like, Rana, that place makes a duplicate of everyone who goes in, don't you?
I didn't know it made duplicates of people. I knew that it was, in my subsequent research, that it's a prison that generates unique methods of rehabilitation.
Okay, I have to ask what's going to seem like a very weird and pointed question right now.
You mean the previous ones weren't?
Have you had the opportunity? Have you actually? You've had the opportunity since you got back to change your own clothes, yes?
Yes. It's been a year.
You've noticed something missing around the midsection.
No.
Do you still have a navel?
She stands up and she lifts up the pajama top that she's wearing, and you see she has a belly button. What are you talking about?
Oh, thank God! And he's just going to come forward and just going to come forward and try to sort of just lightly sort of hug her again. And
she starts hugging you back, and it's kind of like, this doesn't happen very often.
It wasn't you. I thought they told me that it wasn't you. They told me that There was a duplicate of. Okay, can we? Is this safe? Is this safe to talk in here? Tell you what. And actually, he's going to pull out of his pocket a thing that he sometimes will get, like a jamming device that he works on from time to time, just in case there's anybody listening type deal electronically.
Trust me, this building is, especially this floor, is safe.
We would like to think that, but let me tell you what I have to tell you.
Do what you have to do.
And I set it down on like a nearby shelf. Okay. So apparently more's
You
not
vomit
more.
exposition.
Yeah. Apparently more's not more. Yeah. Apparently more's not more. We tracked down there's another Zeke, another was Phobos has become something else apparently. Was in there to him it was like 20 years because of the time dilation. And actually, yeah, they didn't specify. Puck didn't have time to tell me exactly what the circumstances of them finding her dead. So apparently because it made a copy of Zeke when he went in there to get the two of you, and we have encountered that copy. That copy made it out, and he's told Zeke. Zeke has told Zeke that the more that we have isn't more. It was the copy, and they also said that the version of you that came out that we got out wasn't you. That it was the copy, an arcane copy.
Okay. You asked me to trust you with all these questions, etc., etc., etc. I want you to just bear with me for a second while I ask a question myself. Chris, you witnessed all this as well.
I did not get the information firsthand. I got it all secondhand the way Skylar did.
Okay, fair enough. That's all I needed to know. Because two possibilities. One, something really is going on, or two, Skylar was having a psychotic break. I just had to make sure.
Oh no, he's not having a psychotic break.
I mean, it's been like 4 years since that happened. But look,
Okay, we're definitely going to have to look into this more. By more, I mean further in depth, not more as in, this building.
Yeah. They said that's why I set that up. I mean, they say that he's
from what you've said,
the same exactly, except from that moment onward.
From what you've said, other than the naval thing, I could be the copy. Because from what you've said, they're exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Up until the moment they entered that portal.
Yeah.
And up until the moment they entered that portal, and things went on, unless some sort of knowledge comes into the factor about being a copy or there being two of us, as far as each of us can say, copy, original, I personally don't, whichever version, they genuinely will believe they are Rana Kovac.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've had a different, since from that point on, there may be another one running
until
around.
Something comes along which puts things into context, there is nothing either one of them would have in their knowledge or experience to tell them there is something strange there.
It is our understanding that the clone, this arcane copy, is a slightly idealized version of the individual who is there to assist them in their rehabilitation. Is correct? So how would...
Well, how would they know they were different, though? That sort of knowledge would come out. That's what I'm saying. Until they met themselves and those differences came into play.
Yeah, apparently.
So
what I'm saying is, if I never met the copy, or if I am the copy, I never met the original.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently the older Zeke
I mean,
only
as far
said
as
that it was
I'm
because
concerned,
of the
I'm
naval
the
thing.
original.
But, yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm the original. Okay. I'm just saying that, for example, the more that came out, it's entirely possible that Mark, as far as they're concerned, they're exactly the same person, and to all intents and purposes, they are.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get that. And
This is
yeah.
the worst possible iteration of body doubles I can possibly think of, because both would have an equally legitimate claim on an ethical and moral basis of being that person.
Well, we may have to face that shortly because I'm realizing that the other one might be running around still out here quite recently. Do you remember what I said about Unit 12?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that would explain them knowing where it is and where that book is.
Somebody is still going around opening up arcane portals into this pocket dimension from our dimension. That is how the other Ezekiel, who we will refer to as Deimos now, came through.
Okay.
You didn't go back afterward.
I can
did
find
you?
the book. I can find the book. It's just I'm going to need to regain my strength a bit more first.
Of course. Yeah.
I've got something planned. Okay, just on a meta level, we're going to say for the sake of argument that today is Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay. I've got something, an event planned on Friday. It's my whole letting the city know I'm back thing.
Okay.
But after that, I can start putting some efforts into creating a ritual in order to locate the book. I'll also be able to see if I can locate any other magical confluxes in the city. Is there anything else on the magic front I should be looking for?
Chris is going to explain about the whole geomancy with the forcing the higher level from the arcane and the physics of all of that, and we'll show her the data that.
You mentioned Martin.
Yes.
Okay, it would be handy if I could meet Martin, because then I can check.
I think we could do that. Yeah, he seems to be able to detect certain
and if
things.
He is, I'll be able, that will also be helpful in locating other sources of this within the city.
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Yep.
Can I just?
I can go get Martin right now. It'll take me like.
Oh, this can wait until I start setting up the ritual because, like I said, I'm still recuperating. I'm still not 100%. And I've got a load of preparations to make for Friday because I don't want to sound arrogant or self-centered or Moorish, but me telling the city that I'm here is kind of a thing that needs to be done properly. The amount of crime, the crime rates went up when it became known I wasn't around. So
that's been a little overworked,
especially in arcane circles with me and Magna Carta. There was nothing there to stop them, really.
She's back.
Yes, I heard. Malcolm told me.
Did you?
I think Ronan told him.
Yeah.
And just to be sure, you didn't go back into that prison at any point afterward for any reason, did you?
If I did, my memory has been wiped clean.
Oh.
That's the same answer as when the doctor says to you, "Are you allergic to anything?" and you respond with, "Not that I know of."
Yeah. Well, fair.
I'm just saying anything is possible, but I have no knowledge of doing so.
All right. No, it's just there's some things that aren't matching up, and so either something's weird, or that Deimos might not. Well, they found they found a dead. It might have been the copy, but apparently it wasn't. Something's weird. Thank you. I'm sorry. I had to know.
Okay, just a theory. If the copy was a true copy, they would be capable of casting magic which would alter somebody's body, whether it be completely or just a part.
That could happen too.
You could have given yourself a volley puck.
I could have. I mean, it's not easy. It's going to be painful, but it's possible.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Is this why adults drink?
it must be.
I've always wondered that. Personally, I don't.
Wow. Okay.
Something
Yeah.
that I'm guessing you probably would understand, Chris, is I don't drink because I don't want to lose control over the forces under my control.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Mom's the same way. That's she had to think about chocolate milkshakes though.
For me, it's praline chocolate.
Yeah.
Now, okay, is there anything else?
No, thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't. We just got you back,
He was
and
worried.
I thought we were gonna. I thought I was losing you again. I thought it was too good to be true.
It's okay. It's okay. You know, if anything, it's going to give you another story to tell people when I'm old.
Well.
Okay,
know that will happen. Thank you.
Could you do me one favor when you get back?
Yeah.
Could you ask Mika if she could pop by and see me tomorrow?
Yeah.
I just want to ask some questions about
Yeah.
the family and a couple of other things that are on my mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Totally.
Thank you.
Great. Okay. Yeah. I'll be back in. I'll stop by again tomorrow. Just usual. I'll see if I can actually find the chessboard. Yeah. See if I can actually find the chessboard.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be busy for the next week or so, but after that, we're definitely going to have to, have regular times to catch up.
Can you
Okay.
feel arcane energies, disturbances, locate them somehow? Is that a thing you can do? I don't know much about magic.
When I get my strength back, yes. Right now, if it was especially strong, I'd be able to tell. But the effects of the drugs and the spell that kept me under all that time are taking some time to. They've dampened everything, so I need to get myself back to my normal sensitivity to the arcane.
Okay, well, if you feel anything that looks like this, and she's going to show her the signature from that they picked up with Deimos on the arcane.
That is definitely more on the scientific.
Yeah, but it's being forced with arcane to a certain level.
Yeah, it seems like from what you told me, it's an arcane creation, but it's still there's still the physics of another dimension existing.
Yeah.
And that it's the physics which is keying into that wavelength. I mean, if from what you're saying, this is to do with that other dimension, things from that dimension, right?
Yeah.
I should be able to, through my detection of the arcane, to be able to tell if there's any portals. It's possible if I manage to focus the detection to areas small enough, that focused, that I'd be able to pick up the arcane creation of a person, but that'd have to be quite a pinpoint search.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you feel anything close, if there's a disturbance in the force nearby, be careful.
Oh, I will. If I passively pick up on a disturbance in the arcane, I'm always worried.
Okay, I just don't know if he's gonna pop in here for some reason. There's something concerning about all of this.
Okay. Well, be safe. And
you
guys gonna come to the press conference Friday?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
you need
come in costume.
Of course. You should see.
I'd like to give you guys a nod. Saying that, we've got heroes in the city.
You got to see these costumes.
These people saved me.
I promise. Oh, do you need me to hold on to that still? And sort of gesture at the marble.
Yeah, she hands you back. She hands the marble back.
Yeah. Okay. I pocket it. Thank you. I'm really glad. I'm really glad. I didn't have quite as much to worry about as I thought I did. I'll see you. And I'm just gonna turn around and gonna head out of the room. Is Chris coming with me?
Oh yeah, Chris is right. Chris is right with you.
As soon as we close the door, you can see me just sort of do that thing where I sort of like deflate for a second, almost, just like. It's, and then I just sort of stand up again for a second. I'm going to sort of take you by the arms, if you'll allow it.
Yeah, as you start to deflate, Chris will step up and just kind of let you, so that your head ends up on their shoulder, so that your forehead ends up on their shoulder.
In that case, then that was basically sort of, after a second, just sort of take you by the arms, sort of, and come to his full height. That. Sorry about that. I kind of, I don't know if you've had this where you kind of get the rug pulled out from under you, like that. I've kind of had the series of that, growing up, and so I was just kind of worried that that had happened again. Anyway, sorry.
It's okay. Do you want to take a break?
We've got so much we got to do.
Yeah, come on. We're taking a break, and they're going to take your hand and rip a portal, and we're going to the botanical garden.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, is there anything else anybody wants to deal with before the press conference?
Well, there was a thing I was going to tell Chris, which might involve triggering a move, possibly, if that's okay. And it was just basically, it was like, so we're sort of like if we're like sort of walking through, and it's just sort of if Chris at any point shows any at all curiosity about what all that was about, some of that, like on an emotional level, there will be a point where I just sort of basically will try and say, oh, it's like, and at this point I feel like I kind of actually been sort of holding her hand for, which I probably didn't even think about, but it just sort of happens, and I sort of am saying, look, I got it. I know this has got to be kind of odd. Look, Rana was the only adult that I ever really had growing up that gave a crap about what I wanted to do with my life. And I just completely prepared myself for the idea that I had to mentally, I had to, when she was gone and we thought she was dead, I had to make sure that I was in a space where I could exist in a world where nobody was going to look out for me, but me. And then sort of the team happened, and but at the same time I don't know if I sort of had defined myself a lot around her not being here. And I've been going on, I always just go on instinct. I've been going on instinct a very long time. I don't even know I'm sure I know what the hell I'm doing. Do I even do I even belong doing this?
My dad gave you access to his database. Yeah. That, I mean, he'll take my word for it, but not to that extent, which means he likes you, trusts you, believes in you. So, yeah. I
That's
mean,
great. It is.
Mom left when I was 6. So it's just been the two of us for a long time, but he's really good at that stuff. So, I mean, you're not alone. And if you need a grown up, he's a good one. But you're not alone.
And
Oh, and
mhm.
out of everything that's happened lately, I mean, honestly, you've been the most heroic of all of us.
Really?
You're the one that saved Mika when I blew up the room.
It's. I mean, shit
But
happens. But
that's, but that's what heroes do.
and actually, I will. So basically, I'm just sort of like, kind of be sort of. If you permit it, my other hand sort of goes to your shoulder.
Mhm.
And I'll just say, and just sort of almost as though disbelievingly, almost, but not disbelievingly, I'll just sort of say, "Thank you, thank you so much, Chris. That means a lot. That really does."
You're welcome.
You're kind of wonderful. You know that?
Well, I don't know about wonderful. I mean, I can do wondrous things, but I don't know that I'm wonderful. I don't think I'm very nice sometimes, though.
Hell, compared to my brothers, you're a freaking angel.
I wonder if I could get wings someday.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. And I think then we just sort of continue talking and sort of walking and talking.
Well, I definitely think counts that as a confirm.
Excellent. So yeah, basically, so I get to mark potential, which means finally I can advance.
Woo! Heck yeah!
Because I've got that's my 5th box, and then I give you influence over me.
I think I already have that.
And
I think Chris already does.
Yeah, in which case then I guess you move my labels.
I am going to make it that in those cases you can move labels if you wish. You don't have to.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
It's up to the person who gets the influence,
Yeah.
but they don't have to shift labels if they don't want to.
Okay. So, quick question. What does your superior, savior, and freak look like?
Okay, my freak is -2. My savior is 1. My superior is 2.
Mundane is
Yeah, mundane is 2. Danger is 0.
if you'll allow it, I would like to take mundane down and put savior up.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
You just keep losing that beacon stat.
I
don't
know,
you?
the beacon stat.
It's the ones that he needs, and like we're like all pretty much saying, "Dude, you're way better than this. Screw your mundane." But I need it.
He's a hero.
Well,
He
I
is a
think it's
teacher.
interesting. I think it's interesting to explore that too, because it'll be interesting to see if I'm suddenly less good at the things that I'm
I think
actually there for.
I think it's kind of like a mental thing because everyone is saying you're so great at this.
Yeah,
You're not humble anymore, so
possibly. Yeah.
the humbleness of a beacon is thrown out the window.
I don't think it's the humbleness. It's the not seeing yourself the way others do. because you're
True.
not mundane. You're a hero.
Well,
Heroes
and I
are
think
not
it's also
mundane.
basically the idea of like that might take more risks possibly, but we'll see how it goes.
That's more related to danger, but
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, I think that's a good point for us to take our break, and
Yes,
we'll come back
absolutely.
with the press conference.
Awesome. All right, we'll be back in about like 5-10 minutes. See you shortly. Greetings, folks. I am just doing one quick little thing to make absolutely sure that my audio is good. It is. Excellent. We have returned.
So one final thing before Kristen's got to leave the botanical garden. As they decide, it's time to go back. She's holding they're holding hands, and are you ready? And
Hang on. Yeah.
okay. And then she leans in, gives him a kiss on the cheek, and then they dimension.
Oh.
Onto the subway platform, not directly into where everybody is, but like the level above, maybe onto the street or something.
Okay.
When he comes back, he's smiling for some reason. Sorry.
My heart is so full between the Puck kiss and the Chris kiss. Y'all are precious.
Okay, so
I thought we decided their name was Metanol.
I think it's meta now.
I prefer metal.
Metal is even better, yeah.
That's
Yeah, I love metal.
Metal. I love it. We have metal and fuck.
Oh my god.
And they just both fit with the whole Rebels with a Cause.
That's
It really
fair.
does.
Mantra as well.
I really want a shirt that says "That's so metal," but it be their ship name now.
That'd be pretty cool. Okay, so we hit the Friday. The press conference is early afternoon. You've all been invited to attend and given front row seats. Asked to show up in your costumes. Do you go?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Puck is wearing knee-high boots that have embroidered roses on them, fishnets that have a pattern of mermaid scales. Not quite Daisy Dukes or booty shorts, but they're still short. And they're wearing a loose tank top with a mermaid pattern on it.
Are you wearing it like that, or are you doing the whole thing where that merges into
Into the suit?
the suit?
Into the suit.
Into the suit. So you're doing it in proper costume mode.
Yes.
Okay, cool. You love what I did with your costume, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah. I just saw what was written in the Twitch chat. That's awesome. Okay, so you get there. On the stage, you can see, to begin with, nobody's there, and somebody comes on, gets the press's attention, etc. There's a few other people as well. You've got quite a few people that seem to be fans of Twilight. Who there because this is a whole thing. Twilight's doing a press conference, blah blah blah, and gets everybody's attention. You get a little bit of music playing. It's probably some classical piece that's in the public domain, so nobody has to be paid royalties. And then you see in full costume Twilight come onto the stage, and you see Midnight goes towards the back. He's in his suit, but he's, because everybody knows who Midnight is, that Midnight is Malcolm Moore, he's not got the helmet on. And he takes a seat, and Ronan comes out as well, because Ronan's also a friend, and they sort of sit at the back of the stage. There for support type thing.
Is Magna Carta there?
Magna Carta is not. You could have a look around the crowd, and you do notice, oh God, what did I call her again?
Aisha? No. I wrote it down.
Good, because I put it into the Zoom chat, and that goes away when the meeting ends.
Anish. Anaiche.
Yeah.
Anish.
You do spot a niche in the crowd.
Okay.
And she comes up and she goes, "Good afternoon, everyone. You may have noticed that I have been absent for some time. This was due to the criminal machinations of an as yet unknown faction. We are currently working on finding out exactly who they are so they can be brought to justice. It is only a matter of time until this is done. My time away, the revelations since I've been rescued by the wonderful young heroes of the city, and she gestures to the front row where you lot are sitting, and you get loads of clapping and
Puck will stand up.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for their brave efforts. I've had a lot to think about the past few days, and it has become clear to me that I can no longer serve this city as a masked hero. It is time for me to take a step back. From now on, I am no longer Dr. Twilight. And she goes up and she pulls off the mask. I am Dr. Rana Kobach, and I am hereby announcing my candidacy for Mayor of New Eden.
Miko will stand up and start cheering.
Puck is going to stand up and applaud and start hooting and hollering.
The best way I can help this city is to become a part of the process. Institute policies that will benefit everybody and will allow for the heroes that we have to shine brighter than before. And when I say heroes, I don't just mean the ones who wear masks. I mean the firefighters, the police officers, the wonderful people at Paladin. New Eden was built on a dream. I want to help make that dream a reality. Now, some may have concerns about one less mask in the city and what could happen in the process, but I have given this some thought as well. You need not worry, for while I may not be Dr. Twilight, there will always be a Twilight in the city. At which point, at the back of the stage, you get this big sort of like rock type music starts playing, and you get these lights and all this sort of stuff, and you get these gushes of water going up, down. It's like fountains. No. You know those fountains that come out of the ground in multiple sections.
Like in the Bellagio in Vegas.
Yeah, and they're all being lit up with different colours, and you get the feeling that some magic's been involved in there because they're gushing up and they're like spiraling like that out of the ground and into the air, and they're sort of like, and then at one point they all come up, and when they drop, there is a figure in almost the Twilight costume that you know and love, and they step forward and. She just goes, I would like to introduce everyone to Twilight.
Oh my God.
And for those of you who are paying attention, Mika is no longer stood next to you.
Hold up. When would Puck have noticed this?
Wait, what?
You were too raptured by the announcement that she was no longer going to be a mask and was going to run for mayor. It must have been around about then that they disappeared.
Wait, what?
And on a meta level, I know technically you're not supposed to do it on stuff. On your next advance Thtrnerd, you may take change playbooks.
Puck is going to reach out and
You just notice that Mika's not there. The person on the stage, given how well you know them, doesn't look like it's Mika in a mask.
Okay.
Would Zeke recognize their cadence of walk and everything?
Yeah, Puck and Mika have been tight through the years.
I would like to pierce the mask.
Yeah, same with Puck, because Puck and Mika have been BFFs and closest family through the years.
So, do you want to do what is your mundane?
You can
3.
you can both roll.
All right, because
You'd have to spend team, and you only have one.
we can just both roll.
Yeah, I'm just saying. In order to help people, you need to spend team. So
Yeah, I think
You
we
also
just
have
both-
influence. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I don't feel like I make it. I mean, I roll 1, but I get a.
so if you had so you have influence over Mika, right?
Mhm.
Yes, I do.
So I'm guessing both the question is this Mika?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, you both realise that it is in fact Mika. You see that the appearance seems to be, you know, those things that where you can put in 2 photos of 2 different people, it'll give you a mashup of that person as a
Yeah.
face and figure. It looks basically like they've done that with Rana and Mika.
Wow.
Then
Like
mask on top.
Phobos, kind of, he like because you can't tell if like his expression because he's wearing that full helmet, but underneath, he actually has a smirk, and he taps like his helmet, and Mika hears in her comm, "Good job, I'm proud of you." That's all he says.
Metalwarp
Yeah.
is looking for Deimos. Is Deimos anywhere around?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, he has always shown up at pivotal moments.
You roll superior. Which is the equivalent of a perception check. So, okay.
That's a 7 on a hit.
Okay. By the way, this press conference is at Town Hall, not at Moore Tower. Just so you know. People, there were questions going into this. You know, why is this here and not at Moore Tower, which is where the Supes usually do their press conferences? Obviously, people now know. And okay, so you have a look around, and you swear at this point, you know, now that the crowd's going wild and all that stuff, you swear that you see Deimos dip behind the horizon from a rooftop, a little bit in the distance. So you reckon he was here, but he's probably now left now that the news is out of the way.
All right, she's just gonna kind of. She's tracked that. I think she's. Do we have any way of communicating directly with Nanny from?
Any of you can through your computer system, yeah.
Okay. Metawarp
Nanny is kind of like the central part of your entire communication network.
Metawarp is going to direct Nanny to focus on that area for the signatures that they've been picking up.
Okay.
And to watch for.
Like she said to you before, the sensors out in the field are not equipped to detect this particular type of anomaly, which is what the problem you had before, which is why you looked specifically in the subway, was because you had the sensors there.
Right, but she does have an idea of what the.
Basically, she won't be able to pick up the dimensional
Right.
particles, as it were, but she could probably try and track Deimos through the visuals of the cameras.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is she can't track the particles,
signature.
as it were.
Right.
Yeah. Because for that you'd need, properly equipped sensor suites, which obviously aren't going to be out there.
Okay, but yeah, she's got Nanny doing that.
Okay. At the end of the thing, while Mika's on stage, giving a bow, having photos taken, etc., Rana basically says, "Okay, this is your new hero. I've got a campaign to start," and she walks off the stage, and so do Malcolm and Ronan. As Rana's walking off, she glances over to Null and just basically goes,
I'm going to get up.
she's just basically wanting you to walk with her for a moment.
Oh, sure,
And
absolutely.
she says it, quietly enough that, you'd need to have a microphone, a parabolic microphone pointed towards you in order to pick it up, and Mesa says, I just wanted to say to you that I thought long and hard about this. You don't need my name. You are going to be a hero in your own right. I offered it to Mika because she seems to be the right sort, and she seems like she could have used the help of a clean break from her past.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, yeah. No, that's fine.
I just didn't want you to think that I didn't think of you.
Oh, no, we, I know you did. We talked about it a little bit, but I didn't know it was going to be like, I'm kind of just worried about the bullseye you just put on yourself. You've got, I mean, some of the worst people, not even in this dimension, are going to know now who you are.
I know. But it's also a little bit harder for them to do things secretly.
That's true.
Anything anybody tries to do to me now is going to be covered by the press from all over the entire globe.
That's true. Wow.
So to a certain extent, I've also bought myself a bit of an insurance policy.
Well, congratulations on your candidacy.
Thank you. You guys keep doing the job you've been doing.
Absolutely.
And hopefully together we'll be able to get whatever this plan is finished.
So Phobos is gonna walk over to Twilight.
Yep.
He looks over at Twilight, or aka Mika. He goes, Twilight, being that you are now the
like waving, and then she realizes you're down because she's like eating up being the center of attention for like 2 minutes. Oh, yes.
Being that you're now the replacement for Twilight, you're now the new Twilight, and congratulations on this new role. I'm certain you will do an amazing job filling in the shoes that's been passed down to you.
I think she does, like, because she notices there's cameras and whatever. She like shakes his hand.
Oh yeah, no, like Phobos has taken lessons from Moore, that he knows what to do right. He's like doing this on purpose because he's taken so many lessons from Moore on how to handle these press conferences. And like he's even angling his body so that the camera can see both of them at once as they're talking. He goes, being that you have taken over the role of Twilight, we would like to offer you a place on our team if you will accept it. And he holds his hand out to Twilight.
And Miko will like shake his hand and trust Phobos that this is the right thing to do, because I think she knows to some extent how to peacock in front of cameras. But this is like, but that's more on like the
that
Monday.
That just makes sense with the supervillain training.
Well, right. And her whole family being like real estate moguls.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't quite get how to do it in being a superhero. So it's like very mechanical. I'm going to go along with what you say and say, yes, I would like to join your team. I would be honored. It probably is shaking her hand literally like at the shoulder.
Just at the point where it starts to get a little bit awkward, you both get in your ears a little patched in. You hear Rana basically saying, okay, now's the time to probably leave the stage.
Yeah, I let go. I tap on the cup, like, Mika, let go of my hand. Mika, let go of my hand.
She lets go, and she does another one of those like 2-arm waves to the crowd and scampers off.
Yeah, head up the
She
stage.
kind of punctuates it with the always leave them wanting more.
Puck takes the moment to teleport backstage and waits in the wings for Mika to walk through the door. And when Mika is out of the public eye, they're going to tackle hug Mika, kiss her all over her face. I'm so proud of you, honey. I'm so proud of your shit. We need to celebrate this. What do you want to do?
Make it home safe. And
Okay, but what then?
I don't know. This was kind of a lot for me.
This is a whole new start for you. This is a new identity. This is a major step in your transition, and we need to celebrate this.
I know, but I have a feeling my mom. Well, I know she can't tell it's me, but now that there's a new Twilight, well,
Fuck your mother.
whoa! I don't think you really want to do that, Puck.
No, I mean this. Fuck your mother. Fuck your mother's expectations. Fuck your family's expectations. You are Twilight now. This is a whole new identity and a whole new chance for you to grow into who you want yourself to be.
I want to be a hero.
And you're gonna do that, honey. And we're gonna help you every step of the way.
That was a weird statement to make out loud.
It's a good thing, isn't it? It's a good feeling stating you want to be a hero, right?
We'll see how I feel about that as time goes on as Twilight. Hopefully
That's fair.
Hopefully it takes some heat off of me.
I just want you to know that I love you and I'm proud of you. This is a major step, and I'm so happy for you, honey.
Thanks. Was it that obvious?
I know you, sweetheart. That's why it was obvious. You're my sister.
I mean, I did call you my sibling.
Yeah, we're family, honey. I know you. Back and forth.
Anyway.
You can't hide from me.
I gotta get out of this costume and transform back, and I'll meet you there.
Yes. Sure thing, honey.
While this has been going on, Metawarp has stayed outside. She would have, as subtly as possible, dimensioned into shadows at the top of the stairs, out just at the outside of the courthouse building, and has Nanny scanning the crowd for demos, for members of Mika's family, known associates of Mika's family, and anybody else that is on the they could start shit list.
Okay, well, you've already had the thing about know where
Right.
Demos went and it was there and has left. It wasn't that big a crowd. You know, it was some of Twilight's most diehard fans and the press. There wasn't anyone in there which is raising alarms. You got a few people in there that have got minor criminal records, but nothing to the level that would, you know, be involved with soups or anything like that, or even in the Hutchinson's organization. You know, you're talking shoplifting and all that sort of stuff. So you seems like this one's been pretty clear. One thing you do notice, as you're standing there, you know, searching all that sort of stuff, is you do notice that the mayor, surrounded by her bodyguards, having just seen the announcement, comes out the front door and starts heading towards a limo and drives off.
Nanny, track the man.
You get a little affirmative message. Okay, just a couple of things. Just on a meta level, you know, it kind of makes sense if Mika wanted to. They'll be able to go probably Legacy, Star, or Janus.
Ooh, I didn't think about Janus.
Janus, I
well.
love it.
Because without your new, you know, slightly tweaked costume, etc., you look like Mika. When you're in the Twilight thing, you don't look like Mika. So it is an entirely separate identity. I'd say there's a little bit iffy in the fact that the entire party know the secret identity, which kind of plays against the Janus thing. But
well, does it
there as
really?
an option. The whole thing about the Janus is that
Yeah.
even your team doesn't know who you are. They only know you're the superhero you.
Fair.
But I'm just saying, you know, that's it. You know, Legacy, Star. You know, there's probably other playbooks that might fit. It's just those are the ones that go to me. And you probably stood there wondering whether it was a passive aggressive, you know, sort of thing that, you know, she introduced you as Twilight and not Dr. Twilight. You earned that, Doctor.
Yeah,
I
I was
went
Okay,
to
but has
school.
Mika?
Rana has
has
3
Mika gone to
PhDs, damn it.
Yeah, has Mika gone to Arcane Medical School?
yeah, I was gonna say I don't. She's not a doctor of arcane.
Twilight is a PhD. Twilight has a PhD in psychology, sociology, and she has a rather obscure one which would touch on the occult.
Yeah. She probably has
PhDs.
she probably has a fair amount of anthropology. It would be part of it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Mika wants to continue her education, so she's okay just being Twilight because it sounds badass.
Yeah, that's another thing that Rada actually thought was that with this new genre, it's probably better to just go with Twilight.
It's very succinct.
So is Phobos going to go back to dusk?
See, but Ezekiel has kind of graduated beyond dusk.
Doesn't that make him Twilight?
No, it makes him Phobos.
No, you missed the. No.
I got the joke.
Okay.
Wow, that was actually really damn good.
You know how hard it's been to keep that secret for like an entire week?
I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you.
When was it that we discussed it? It was Sunday, Monday, wasn't it?
Well, whatever. It feels like forever.
Yeah, no. I'm just curious as to how long. Because I'm really bad at keeping secrets as well.
I think I get the feeling that when you talked about it, I think that's the reason why you were not active in the Discord for such a long time, because...
Yeah, you
Well,
couldn't
you
keep
guys-
a secret.
You guys always message when I'm at work, and like I was busy most of the day on Sunday and most of the day on Monday, and you guys always seem to chat when I come in at the end of the conversation when there's about 30 messages from all y'all.
But yeah, that was Sunday. That conversation happened.
Whatever. It felt like an eon.
I will just say I think that if we whenever we reassemble, I guess back at the hideout, back at the base, if let me know if it's too soon for me to do this narratively, but I think Skylar will actually, for the first time, he will awkwardly attempt to hug Mika. And
I think she hugs you back. Maybe no, I probably not confused because I'm gonna assume Rana has said something to you.
Yeah,
and I think she looks down at you and goes, "This was an offer that was too good to pass up."
Oh no, it's perfect. It's perfect. Is she gonna train you?
Yeah, there was some talk of being able to do some arcane stuff.
Okay. How much DC stuff have you watched?
Me?
Yeah.
None.
Okay. If you get a chance, look up Young Justice and the DC animated movies, and look at the Atlantean sorcery.
Oh, yeah.
It's all to do with manipulating water. For example, Aqualad in Young Justice, he can take bits of water, which is in his backpack of his, makes them go coil around his arms, and they come out, and they can come out as blades.
Mika so well.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking what she's willing to teach you is stuff that'll be along the lines. Effectively, it's expanding exactly what you can do with your hydrokinesis. So it's still technically the same power, but it's giving you new cool ways to express that power.
It's offensive waterbending.
Basically,
One thing and Skylar is a little bit removed from the arcane world, but at the same time, just having trained under Twilight, he's going to just sort of laugh. I got to tell you, just so you know, you're kind of in for a world of hurt, just a bit.
I mean, I've got a good foundation, I'd like to think, in my martial abilities.
Oh yeah, no,
I could be a UFC fighter if I wasn't a superhero.
Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's not just that. It's just that. Let's just say it's. She has a kind of a rigorous process.
Well,
it's a very empowering process too, but it's very, very rigorous.
Are we all back at the base now?
Yeah. I think that was the idea.
All right. So, when everybody's back, Phobos will speak up. He says, "Well, now that that has happened, congratulations, Mika, by the way." And like he taps his helmet and like it retracts back into his body, so like see his face. We do have other things we need to discuss.
Yes. Speaking of Zeke, Cher, I was wondering when you and I want to break into the mayor's office and look through those records of
Exactly.
his.
Myself
Oh.
and Puck, we have an idea. We're going to go into the mayor's office and break into it. If the mayor has information about where the kids are going and everything that has been going on in the city, they're not going to keep it on a physical drive that you two can easily hack into. It's probably separate off the network, or
Yeah.
they have gone old school with analog physical files.
Quick point to that, Chris was a quick point to have we tracked traffic exiting from the parking garage?
Yeah, all of them seem to correspond with things going into the bunker, not
Nothing
out.
going out. Okay, so we have no visual of anything going out.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I thought that's what I remembered, but I wasn't sure.
At the moment, you have no idea what happened to the kids that, as far as you know, kids went in there and never came out. They weren't there when
Okay.
you went in there, so you have no idea where they went.
Okay.
Second point of order is this. Deimos was able to escape the prison because he saw a portal open up. That means someone in the past 6 months has opened up another portal.
Who is opening the portals?
Exactly. We
Do
think
I know anything about my father's powers?
No.
Chris kind of looks.
All
at
you know
Tyler.
is he looks exactly the same now as your very first memory of him. He has not changed.
Yeah. Skylar's gonna sort of hearing that, and he was like, "Oh, yeah."
I have
okay.
a theory. Whoever opened up the portal 6 months ago
Mm-hmm.
may be the same person who did it all those months ago. About a year ago, back when we
about a year,
rescued
13
Twilight.
months.
We rescued Twilight and Midnight.
What was the deal back then a year ago, as far as the portal being opened that we're aware of?
Okay. Well, Rana earlier kind of explained it a little bit, and that some artifacts have been missing from various places around the globe, and they kind of formed an arcane exit spot, and that X led them to where that portal was.
Okay.
There was a weird arcane pedestal type thing, but it worked very functionally like a bit of tech. So you managed to figure out how to use it to make sure that the portal didn't close when Zeke went in.
Yeah.
And that's what you were doing while Zeke went in and yanked them out.
That could be the case.
Most of that adventure of the two of you was really retracing Twilight's and Midnight's footsteps to figure out where they had ended up. That was what most of that adventure was.
Yeah.
So you kind of ended up beating up some thugs and all that sort of stuff, and going, what are you doing? Twilight and Midnight just did this to us.
Right. But we never found out who. But we never found out who put them there in the first place.
No.
Basically. Okay.
Okay.
So one thing I will say is, okay, there is another possibility. It could be whoever that was. Totally. Okay. How do I say this? There is also a chance that other Twilight isn't dead.
What do you mean? Deimos said that they saw their body fresh.
Amos could be lying.
Well, I think maybe he saw a body.
A body?
What motivation would Deimos have to be lying?
Well, I don't necessarily want to just jump to assuming that he's lying, but I think that he might have seen... Okay, so I went and I talked to Rana, okay?
Take a deep breath, Skylar, honey. You're among friends here.
It is her. She has a navel.
Okay, well, that's good.
And,
That's good then.
Well, and she doesn't... Well, if she's the duplicate, she doesn't remember... She doesn't have the necessary... she doesn't have memories that would necessarily twig to that. But
You know
we talked
what?
about it.
Let's.
I also have a test that I can do to see if she's been replaced. Okay, look. You know that she was
You know
sometimes
what,
a little bit
Skyla?
paranoid, and she gave me a test that I can do to see if she's been replaced by an arcane duplicate. It's a thing that we've been doing for years.
Okay,
And
Skyla, take a deep breath.
She passed the
honey.
test.
Okay,
Well,
so
that's good. Take a deep breath and center yourself.
so
all
it's
right?
confirmed that is definitely
I mean,
Twilight
by every test that we can do,
or
yes.
Rana.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good. Let's operate on the assumption that this is the proper Dr. Twilight, the one that's
No.
been like a mother to you for all these years, okay?
That's not an assumption. That is fact.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Thank you.
What I'm saying is that we were talking about it with her a little bit, okay, and that so just hear me out here. If she has there are two possibilities. One is that the other one might have found another body and made it look like her. That's a possibility. Or if the other one also got out and then came back in for whatever reason, then there's maybe that too. There was another one generated. I don't know what happened with Deimos and what Deimos saw, but we've got the original, and I think there's been another Dr. Twilight running around also because someone accessed one of her units, one of her storage units, a few weeks ago. I went and I looked into it, and it was just there was a book missing, and she and I were the only ones who had access to that.
Skyla, honey, do you have any other evidence of there's supposedly other Dr. Twilight running about? Maybe other incidences of those lockers being accessed?
That's the only weird. I ran a check at the time. That was the only other access that had been going on.
Danny?
Then, and I set a camera in that one in case anyone else came back in. But and the trait in the system, it's supposed to tell me if it gets accessed again.
Danny?
Alright.
Run a check for all known appearances of Dr. Twilight or Rana. Can't remember her last name off the top.
Kovac.
Kovac. Rana Kovac for the last year, please. Worldwide.
Okay, you get working. Yeah, it's going to take a couple of minutes
Yeah,
for me to go
again,
through everything.
Yeah.
But
That's
it comes
what she
back
assumed.
with absolutely nothing out of the ordinary. Everything fits what you know of what happened.
All right, so here's my suggestion. Judging by Nanny and by what Skyla says, because Skyla, you are my teammate and I trust you, I suggest we go forth with the assumption that this is the proper Dr. Twilight, the one that Skyla grew up with, and that we trust her implicitly.
I agree. However, Skylar
Rana
brings up,
Prime.
yes, Rana Prime. But Skylar brings up a very good point. What if the one that Deimos found inside the dimension was just a dead body? And if the Rana that was that was created has the same abilities as Rana Prime, just the same way Moore had the same abilities as Moore Prime, because
she
Moore
would
came
have-
out and he still was able to recreate the Midnight armor from scratch.
Yeah.
No one
She
else
would
can
have
do that.
those abilities.
And on
She
top
would-
of that, Moore has a very unique set of abilities. He knows everything when it comes to fighting, even stuff no one else knows. If this Moore was recreating those abilities, what's there to say that Rana was able to recreate the magic that your Rana was able to do?
Well, yeah.
Puck is going to cup Ezekiel's face and force him to look at them. We'll conquer that bridge when we get to it. Right now, we need to focus on what's called Occam's razor and focus on the simplest of actions and assume that this Rana that we're working with is the prime Rana.
Well, I agree that she is.
No, they
Yeah,
both
I
have
trust
magical
Skyla.
abilities.
Yeah, I trust Skyla. Skyla, in his opinion, I absolutely have my complete and full trust. If he says this is the prime Rana, this is the prime Rana.
This is not
Yes.
opinion. This is fact. Skylar and I both observed empirical evidence that this Rana did in fact have an umbilicus.
Excellent. So why are we worrying about the one that died in the prison?
Because that indicates
Well,
that Deimos was not truthful to us.
Either that or
Is it possible he just misunderstood what he saw? Or
Exactly. If she was
stated that
close,
he was the one. Did he not state that he was the one who that they do not have umbilical cords, and that is how you tell the original from the construct, and that he verified that it was the original that he saw dead. Is this not correct?
it's true.
Yeah, I'm
Then
not.
Occam's razor suggests that Deimos, for whatever reason of his own, fabricated the truth. Was not
Now,
truthful.
next-
how is there? If this is an arcane prison, couldn't it have been magic that made him think that what he saw was the real Rana?
Thank you, Mika. I was just about to ask. Skylar, you have this expertise on magic. Is that sort of thing possible?
Yes, it is. I'm not an expert on magic, believe me. I know how little I know about magic, but it's okay. Look, it could have been. It could have been. I mean, they both would be for all practical purposes the same person, except for the navel. This one doesn't remember arcanely giving herself a navel. So I mean, it's a thing that could happen. You can change the body that way with magic, but
Deimos said there were guards. How do we know those guards in the prison don't do magic?
But he said if there were some of these guards, then how did he get out?
Okay, here down this path, there'd be monsters. We go down this path, we'll just end up being like an Autobotos and eating our own tail.
yeah.
So we need to decide on a course of action right now. I know that my immediate course of action is to go out with Zeke and take care of the files of the mayor's
Yeah,
office.
I'm sorry,
What
guys.
else shall we do?
I didn't mean to open a can of worms with this. I just wanted to say there's that possibility out there. I'm not worried about it. Okay, I'm not. I'm okay.
Yeah, neither am I,
just-
Skylar.
yeah,
I trust your opinion.
I was, but I wanted to just make sure you were aware if you were tracking down the things about the portals. That there might be another Twilight out there. Maybe.
Skylar?
We don't know yet.
Skylar, that's what I want you to do. That's actually goes to what I would like you to do while we are going to the mayor's office. I need you to research the portals because these have to be linked up to some way. It's impossible if they're not.
Do you need any? Well, do you need any help? I was starting to do a security analysis a little while ago of the city hall. Do you? Let me at least help you with that a little bit before you.
I will
Go in
point
there?
out that your training in the arcane is nowhere near up to scratch to deal with these portals.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, I can.
I mean,
do
your
some
knowledge is
research.
the equivalent. Yeah, your knowledge is the equivalent of you've watched a couple of things on the History Channel about a specific time
Yeah.
period,
I-
as
I-
opposed to somebody who's done a PhD in it.
Yeah.
You know, it's that difference.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, I can do the research. I can start researching that and looking into things. That's fine. I mean, I'm not where I am not an expert on the arcane. I just want to make sure that's completely clear. But I can definitely look into it. But do you get? I figured you might want a little help cracking whatever's in. You know, if you're going into City Hall. I was starting to do a security analysis. You know, it might be easier to have, you know, if you need, depending on whether what they have on is something that can be pinged, you might not have to actually get right up to it. But if you do, I can help prepare a drive for you.
That would be delightful, Skylar.
Actually,
Thank
that
you,
would
honey.
be perfect, Skylar.
Puck is going to embrace him and kiss both cheeks.
No.
Yeah. 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 No, Skylar totally will hug back because, you know, it's like, yeah, it's okay, bud. It's okay. I'm, for once, I'm not panicking. I just wanted to make sure that we were clear on that.
I'm happy that we can give you something that you are capable of doing. That sense of stability is important.
You're very important to the team, is what we're saying.
Thanks.
Yeah, we
More than you
value you.
realize.
Your family, Skylar.
I know, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel that same way about you.
But I think we also need to be aware that we
Yes,
should
Chris?
not take everything that Nemo says as factual. We need to maintain a level of
Independent thought?
no. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find a word. I'm trying to think of the word.
Skepticism.
Thank you.
I have to be honest, Chris. Ever since I first met him, and yes, it was a shock to see him in front of me. However, I am not going to. I do not trust him at all.
That's fair. I don't trust him either.
Because we don't know what his intentions are. Yes, he said he's looking for the kids, but we don't know why he's looking for these kids.
Also, if I may interject, he's been in that prison for, according to him, 20-something years. And who knows what that kind of isolation does to the human psyche.
He's seen things. Who knows
Exactly.
what he'd be the way he is now.
And he lost his more.
Exactly. He lost his anchor.
Yeah. Thank
have
you,
we
Shay. I
confirmed-
was just about to say that.
Remember, you don't know that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so we don't know that. Yeah. You're right.
He says he has lost his more. Have we confirmed? She looks at. They look at Ezekiel. Have you confirmed that this more is indeed the one that Deimos has said it is?
He pauses for a second, and he holds up a finger, and he walks out of the room, going to his room.
Yeah, you might want to talk to him about that.
He will send more a message and just say, it will just be it'll be his text message. And all he will say is, tell me about sunset and sunrise.
Mm.
Ooh, very good. Very good.
That's all he says. And he just waits.
It takes a few minutes, but you get a response of, that's a long conversation, and one that would have to be in person.
He replies back, I just need to know one thing. Are you still feeling guilty?
You get the response of, that's a complicated answer. Yes, but I've managed to put it in the place where it belongs.
I would like to pierce this mask.
You can't really do that through a text
That's true, yeah, dang it.
Call him.
Yeah.
Even over a phone, you know,
yeah,
just so
because
much
he has to like look at face to
the
face.
conversation is unsaid.
You can video
FaceTime
chat.
him. FaceTime that bitch.
I FaceTime him right now, and I send him a request for a video phone. A request for it.
Immediately it comes up.
All right, we're face to face. Now tell me, are you over their death? Do you still feel guilty? Have you worked your way through it? Is the reason why you showboat? Is the reason why you've always been the way you were because you felt the guilt and it's been crippling you for such a long time that you wanted to stay out of the limelight rather? Just answer me, please.
I know what the real question is here. And from when I spoke to Rana last night, your fears are probably true. That still doesn't change the way I feel. Doesn't change my experience in life. As far as I am concerned, I am Malcolm Moore.
Okay.
And just for the record, I really don't appreciate the blasé and flippant way you bring up that very specific part of my past. Now, is there anything else?
No, there isn't.
Thank you, Zeke. And he ends the call.
I am now marking myself as guilty. And he heads back.
More is human.
Yeah. And he heads back to the others. He does look a little bit. He does look guilty. And he just kind of says, it's him. It's the clone.
Hey, I'm sorry, man.
Well, all right then.
About 15 minutes later, you do get a text from him saying, at some point we should discuss this properly.
And he just replies with an okay. And he puts his phone away. All right. So it's confirmed. That is definitely the clone. But it's also him. I mean,
Yeah.
It's him. I can't shake. It's even regardless. It is him. That being said, we do have one thing we need to focus on. We need to get into the mayor's office, find those files, find the information about where the kids are at.
That's fair.
Okay, so when are you planning on going to the office?
Skylar.
Yeah.
If you can do a sweep of, according from your research of the mayor's office, how long will it take you to do research of the mayor's office?
So yeah, for me to do a sort of a security research, I've been trying to run like a security analysis type deal.
You've got the majority of the information you need is public record because it's a public building.
It's mostly.
You do know that her office was renovated about a year ago, and you do know that she now effectively has two offices. She has basically the entranceway to her office contains, a desk and stuff where her PA sits, etc. She's actually got two secretaries. One which actually does, your traditional secretary stuff, and the other one which is more of a PA type thing. And then you've got like the public official office, which is, the big grandiose, has the statues where the photo ops are taken, all that sort of stuff. And then you have even in the plans, you have what is a hidden doorway which goes to a private office where she actually does work.
Yeah. So I'll say, I was running an analysis on it already, and I can, it's not going to take long. Most of it's public record, but so there's the public office, and then there's the private office, and it really just, and I'm going to start pulling up what I know about the security system or what I can find out about their security system. You can tackle it either if you're looking at either breaking in at night. That'll be very dangerous. But you could also, I think they still give tours if you wanted to get in during the day.
The mayor is currently out of her office.
Yeah, is Puck there hearing this conversation, or are they off doing? I don't know what.
Oh no, we're having this conversation.
As far as I knew, this was in the communal.
This is in the communal area.
We're very much in the communal area.
So why don't we just break in at night?
At night, security is a lot tougher.
I can make us both invisible. Ain't no thing.
Okay.
I don't love the idea of breaking into City Hall, period.
It's easier if you go for a tour, disappear, you have plausible reasons for exploring than if you try to break in at night.
And also, if we do it during the day, we all have the possibility of all going at the same time.
Again, the mayor is currently not in her office. Nanny is tracking her and keeping me updated on her movements.
Okay. You'd also know that the PA is with them as well. So the only person that would be in that office likely would be someone doing, secretarial work.
So what time of the day is it right now?
At the moment, it is early afternoon.
Okay. We'll go tomorrow
We've
morning.
got about another 2 hours until it closes.
We can either go. We can go today. But Nanny? Are there any currently tours happening right now at the mayor's office?
You'd know that while one of the reasons why there's the private office and the public office, is that it's been specifically set up so if the mayor is either out of the building entirely or isn't doing any sort of function involving, needing the office, that there are photo opportunities for people to go in there. So if the mayor's not in the building, chances are you can get in there.
But see, the question is, we need an undisturbed amount of time to go and find what we're looking for.
I'm really good at being distracting. I can ask a lot of questions of the tour guide, and you guys can break off.
Well, if you can distract the secretary, I can bamf somebody in.
Well, I can bamf myself in, no problem. That's not the thing.
So I think between Chris and Puck, we have pretty much ways to get in. We just need a distraction. Yes.
From the plans, if the doors were shut and you were able to bamf in, all you'd need to do is know that there wasn't somebody else in there. The secretary probably, as long as you're being quiet, the secretary probably wouldn't be able to hear anything because this is an old building, really thick walls.
So if we go on the tour, bamf the way into the room, we can find out what we need and bamf out.
We don't even have to take the tour.
Yeah, exactly. I could, as long as I have someone on the outside as an anchor point, I'll get in, find what we need, and get out.
Yeah, I can totally do that, and I can also I can make sure the cameras stay off you if you're in there.
Thank you.
There is no CCTV in the mayor's office. Any part of it.
Okay.
The CCTV will be in the reception area, but anything further, there are no. As for everything you can tell, there is no form of surveillance equipment of any kind beyond that reception area, specifically because they deal with having meetings with foreign dignitaries in there, and they don't want people spying on it.
I'll get a jump drive together for you. You know what to do after that. So yeah, totally.
Thank you very much, hon.
How far can you bamf?
I beg your pardon, hon. I couldn't quite hear.
How far can you bamf?
That's a very good question. I'm not quite sure. This whole thing is new to me. So, Mole, how far can Puck do the thing?
As far as you know, if you can form an accurate enough mental image in your head, you can go there.
Well, frankly, I think I should be able to do it as long as I can believe in myself, to be frank.
Have you been to the mayor's office?
No, but that ain't no thing. I can manage.
Okay.
There's only like 1,000,001 photos of it online.
Yeah. Okay. So how are we going to split this up?
Okay. Chris, Puck. Well, actually, no. Puck and Null. You handle security. You handle going into the office. You handle going to the office. Null, you stay outside of the office while Puck goes into the secret office.
Okay.
Myself, Twilight, and Meta Warp will be part of the tour.
I am Meta Warp.
That's right. Yes. Thank you. We will be part of the tour, and we'll be walking. We'll all go in as one tour group. Us three will stand by the door, providing any kind of distraction if needed. It doesn't look like it will need to be due to the thickness of the walls, but just in case.
So do you want me to bamf? So Puck is going to bamf themselves in.
Yes.
And Chris is going to bamf Null in and then bamf out?
You two, Puck will go into the secret office. You and Skylar wait outside in the normal office, in the regular office.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Once Puck comes outside the normal office, you guys leave by either teleportation or some other way.
This makes me so nervous.
Good. Then you'll take it seriously.
We can manage it, Mika. We're all competent here.
Ooh. Did the this is a question.
Worried about our competency. That's not the problem. I'm worried about being on my mother's radar, or you guys being on my mother's radar. Because if I have to transform, there's no way she knows it's me.
Mika, honey, we were already on your mother's radar from the moment we decided to become teammates with you. At this point, you're family, so just shut up and deal, yeah?
I think we have pretty much at that point. We already have targets on our backs a long time ago. But this needs to get done. We need this information if we're going to find out where these kids are going. Because if we don't, more and more kids are going to disappear off the streets.
Mika, these are our people. People like you and me. We have to help them.
Just wish there was another way. Because I have a feeling we're barking up a tree that's much bigger and much stronger than the 5 of us.
Yeah, this might be a Herculean Sisyphean effort, but it doesn't mean we can stop. It is not our duty to put down the fight. It is our duty to continue the fight as long as we can.
You gotta at least try to get up the lower branches, if nothing else, you know?
Yeah.
Plus, if you poison one part of the root, the rest of the tree dies.
Let's cause a little ruckus. Let's kick the hornet's nest a bit, yeah. Come on.
Okay,
feel
I'm
like
going
we're
to move
about to
things
drown in
along
metaphors.
I'm going to move things along simply because, you know, it is beginning to run out of time.
Fair.
So, okay, so the three of you are going into the office while the other two go out and basically just chat loudly enough to give you a bit of sound cover. Is that what
Yes.
I understand
Yeah.
things to be?
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah,
be best
okay.
friends with the secretary.
Okay. Okay, so in which case, can I get an unleash your powers from? Okay, I'm going to say both of you.
Who's?
Because, sorry,
Who?
Puck and Metalwarp, because you'll do the teleporting. It's basically just how. Basically, the idea is whether you can actually get in there without, something happening which will cause notice to happen, as it were.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And I assume we're going in civilian garb.
Oh, no.
Oh dear.
Oof.
Okay.
Well, there
My
goes our
worst-
home.
My worst
Oof.
stat. Yikes, we tried.
Well, that was
So,
Okay.
well, can at the very least for Metawarp side of things, can I try to do something to spend a team to bump that up to a 7?
Yeah.
As this is going on, like either depending on where, and I have to make sure I understand this part of the plan well enough. If you're like teleporting away from somewhere that would be in sight, I will try to do something to cover. Where it's like if say we're on the tour in civilian garb, and I'm just sort of very obviously like, oh yeah, it's no, the restroom's right over here, and just sort of like try to cover up while
Okay. Well, so this
she's
is what
teleporting
happens.
out.
Okay. We'll spend your team.
Okay.
Empty team pool.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh dear.
this isn't gonna go.
Oh, no. It's okay. If I think we can fill up the team
I
pool.
don't feel
Let's put one
confidence
more in
about
there.
this.
I feel confidence. It's okay.
Well, if you come across a threat, team will go in there. Possibly. Okay, so this is what happens. You bamf in, and Metalwarp and Puck, you sort of like bamf in, but you sort of like bamf in with some momentum that as you're coming through, you knock over this candle, which is on one of these cabinet type things that are on the edge of the room. Because of the team, basically Skylar just manages to quickly react and like grab it before it falls off, meaning that you get in there no problem. Yours, however, Puck, you bamf in, and you judge it not quite right, and as a result, you kind of come in and find yourself in midair. And you start to fall. You immediately panic, okay? And adjust yourself to try and make it so you don't make a noise. The problem with this is you're so concentrating on not making a noise that you don't focus on not hurting yourself. As a result, you basically knock your knee, and to the point where, it's one of those knocks where this is going to swell up to almost twice its size tomorrow, and you are going to be limping.
Oh, as someone with a bad knee, that hurts.
Oof. And I'm also going to ask you to mark insecure.
Okay.
Because
my very first condition of the campaign, folks.
The idea being is that you had this plan. You're like, okay, maybe I don't know how to use this power.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's why I'm going with insecure.
I like it.
So you get in there and you're currently on the floor, on your back, holding your knee. And it's kind of like a silent version of that clip from Family Guy. Yeah, it's kind of like that clip where someone muted the TV.
Meadowlark walks over, slaps a hand over your mouth, grabs you by the back of the shirt, jerks you upright, hop, keep it down, and we'll assist you to the computer.
All right. Just let me breathe, Chris. Just let me breathe, hon. And Puck is going to do their best to find whatever files they can on the computer.
Okay.
Or in the filing cabinets or whatever.
It's really easy to find the secret door to the private office. This is a secret door for the purposes of aesthetics, not for security. The whole idea being
like the one in the Oval Office.
Exactly. The idea is so that the main office looks like a fully fledged office, and that there aren't doors there just to keep it for aesthetics. But you open it up and you find something that's more akin to a corporate office, and this, that, and the other, and you start looking around. How exactly are you guys looking around?
Puck is going to immediately make a beeline for whatever computer terminal is the most ostentatious and above the rest, and immediately go for that and try to log in and try to see what's up.
Well, the only computer system you can see in the office, she's basically got two desks. She's got a large desk, which, normal type desk, which is, you get the feeling that that's when she's dealing with other people, but not foreign dignitaries. So it might be where her PA would sit or other member of staff would sit while they're discussing things. And then she can turn 180 degrees to a smaller desk which has a 2-screen display PC setup on it. That is the only computer you see in here.
Yeah, Puck is making a beeline for the 2-screen computer setup.
Okay.
Is there any type of physical filing or paperwork?
There are a couple of filing cabinets, yes.
That is where Meadowlark will go. She's going to immediately start going through files. Okay.
And what are you doing, Null?
I'm sorry, I just got lost for a second. I'm in the outer office, right? Or
yeah. I'm just going to say, because you might have forgotten, bear in mind the upgrades to your suit.
Bear in mind, I'm sorry, what?
The upgrades to your suit.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, right now, and I figure we're kind of, maybe it's got it underneath since we're pretending to be normal people.
As Puck as can be normal.
Perfectly normal citizens. I'm I had wondered if I'm just basically keeping an eye out and making sure that that any the security is kind of off our back a little bit. I am also wondering, now that I'm thinking about it, is any of the stuff in here Hagen tech? Because if it is, that'll make it easier for me. But we'll see.
In the office proper, there's a monitor setup which is hidden behind a painting. The idea being that the painting sort of like drops down to reveal a screen. But that seems to be a case of it's something that you'd connect a laptop into when you brought it into the room for the purposes of displaying stuff to people. Other than that, there's not really that much tech in here. This does seem to be legitimately a very much, what's the word? State business type room, Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, it's but I was wondering if they're like their security system uses our software or anything like that. So what on the you do recall that Hagen Tech did get a contract for City Hall. Okay. Cool. So I know that we're in here somewhere. I'm going to be just doing what I can a little bit to access that, but otherwise I'm just sort of pretending to be a tourist and keeping an eye out, I think, more than anything else.
Okay, so you log into the things. You do notice that the mayor's computer is linked up via Ethernet to the office building. And as logging up, there is no apparent dual booting system. So if Demos is right, the information is not going to be on this computer, because this one you would be able to hack into from the outside. So I don't know what you want to do with the mayor's computer.
Maybe make it display like a bunch of dancing minions whenever she tries to log in.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair.
Banana. Oh. We don't want to leave any evidence that we were here.
Yeah, that was Pepper suggesting that, not Puck.
Okay. If people want to, you may assess the situation.
Yes, Puck would very much like to assess the situation.
No matter what was assessing.
I have a move
which is
for
rolling
this.
superior. That's straight up creeping, isn't it?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have done that.
Dang.
So both of you got full hits.
That full hit was on something else.
Was it?
That was
that was
me rolling for burn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay, so a hit, whatever. Okay. I will say that, okay, you can ask your questions. Basically, you're going to get 3 questions in total. So, Pepper, you get to pick 2, and Kat, you get to pick 1. You can decide which order you ask these questions.
What here can I best use to get the information I need?
Okay. You are looking around the room, and you notice that the door to this office from the main office is kind of like in the side of the room. Okay. And then you've got the desk here with that sort of computer, and you've got what looks like a series of bookshelves here. You do notice that some of the books, and you get at first glance everything looks fine. You look a little bit closer, but those books aren't actually books, and you notice that it's kind of like a secret paneling type thing. You fiddle around with it and you open it up, and what you do is you see behind it, you see another screen and a little thing that comes down to basically access it and use it as a computer.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question that you as a GM can decide your judgment on. Can I ask the same question twice?
Yes, that question you can ask multiple times, because you can, as long as the blank changes.
Okay, what can I use to log in to the computer?
It looks like it's a pretty much standardized computer, but it is not. It is air gapped. It doesn't. If you looked into it, you would find that there is no wireless card, there is no Ethernet port or anything like that. It is completely air gapped. So there is, barring superpowers, which allow for digital manipulation. there is no wireless way to operate this computer.
Well, it just so happens that one of Puck's superpowers is gadgetry and hacking.
Yeah.
So let's do unleash your powers.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, you can. There's no threat here. You just can open it up, no problem. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
let's do
USB
that.
ports to get data up and put data on. The whole point of this is to make it so the data on this machine cannot be hacked from the outside.
Yeah,
That's the entire purpose of this. Okay, so you boot it up and you start looking through, and you have a choice. You can either start pouring through the data now, or you can start copying it onto the special drive that Noel prepared, which I'm guessing is basically a fast copy, basically.
Copy everything I can. I can go through it later.
Okay. It's a large thing. We shall say, I would like you to roll. Okay, I would like you to roll a unleash your powers, and I would like somebody
to use my
is
burn
outside.
I'm going to use a burn to boost.
Okay.
So you get a +1 to the roll as if you had spent the team from the pool.
Okay.
And I'd also like somebody who's outside the front to roll plus savior for defending. This is you distracting people. And I will be using both results conjectively to basically figure out how much of the data you have gotten before things start to get dangerous.
I'll roll savior because my savior is pretty high.
I have -2, so I can almost guarantee yours is higher.
Okay, is that 8 your...
Mm-hmm.
It's a 9. So it actually becomes a 9.
Yeah, but okay, 9.
Woo! Yep, I'm glad we decided to have you roll.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, with a full hit and a 13, I'm going to say that you basically hear the outside that the tour guide basically finally puts their foot down and says that you have to start moving on with the tour. And you can hear this part because, dramatic reasons, you can hear it. And you sort of like panic for half a second, you glance back just as the copying bar moves from 99 to 100.
Yes.
Puck will disengage the USB port, turn to Chris and Skylar. All right, we need to get out of here. They're going to snap their fingers, and they're going to appear in the bathroom in a stall. And they're going to walk out and just join the tour and slide up to Ezekiel and put their hand on the back of on the small of his back, lean in. I got the information, Jay. We're good to go.
All right. I tap my earpiece like, Chris, Skylar. Are you guys right behind us?
Are we going? Go ahead, Sky.
Well, I was thinking that it's like as we're sort of emerging, we're kind of like I think just to make sure that because Skylar gets a tiny bit nervous, making sure that he wants to make sure it looks like they're supposed to be there. So as kind of they're emerging from the bathroom, he'll very just sort of like grab their hand. Grab Chris's hand and kind of put his put his arm around them, so that it looks like they're a couple, as they're heading out, just to make sure in case he sees a security guard sort of to allay suspicion, and just will kind of in case anyone sees them emerging from there, he just sort of grins and shrugs and.
And
he's a player.
I love him. I'm so proud.
They just slip an arm around his waist as they go.
Oh, I love them.
Squee.
All right, we got the data. Let's head back.
Okay, you all start heading off back to the subway. At which point we turn the page and we see a full panel version of one of the panels that was on the front cover. You see a room which has got a load of those pods that you saw in the bunker. One of them has burst open, and you've got this figure. This figure is large. We're talking probably 7-8 foot in sort of size, with a proportional build similar to probably like The Rock.
Oof.
Yeah, completely red skin, and across all this red skin, you can see in sort of like tattoo-esque type things, kind of like diabolical script. and symbols going all over the exposed skin. You see them on the floor like they're recouping, like they've just come out of this pod. The next panel, you see them standing. You see a voice bubble coming from off panel, saying, "That's right." Hang on, let me get the name right. That's right, Malum. You are now ready to serve the supremacy. And you see him in full blown. That description that I gave, basically the Rock, but a bit bigger and red, is about accurate. And you see that the eyes aren't normal eyes. They kind of look like that orangey glow that you get in sci-fi for like force fields or transporters and all that sort of stuff. The eye is just full of that. And that's the last panel of the course.
Oh my God, Mo!
Super villains. Super villain.
Malum, by the way, is Latin for evil.
Ooh.
You're not allowed
Awesome.
to watch the other Masks campaign anymore, Mole. You're not allowed to watch the other Masks campaign anymore, Mole.
Actually, I had this idea a while back. I know exactly why you're saying that to me, but that's not quite this hell. This guy probably wouldn't have come from that hell.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's good to know. Awesome. Okay, that was wonderful. Well, very cool. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and I think do our outros then. Well, we got our final. Do we want to do our closing move?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so we start with, in the same order as always. We start with Noel. Okay.
So I think, so you grow closer to the team, grow into your own image, go away from the team. It was one of the first two. I feel as though, yeah, I do feel as though he grew closer to the team. And so it's a little bit, and so it's hard to. I think I'm going to say that it was Puck talking to, taking so much care to talk to Null. I think that really helped with that. So I'm going to give influence to Puck.
Yay.
Do you have it already?
Do they already have it?
No, I do not.
Oh, you have it now.
Oh, cool. So there's no fiddling of traits then.
But I shall increase the potential once I've got that in there.
Okay, speaking of Puck.
Hold on, I'm making notes.
Yes, that's all good.
Okay, so definitely for Puck, the session move is go closer to the team. And the moment is definitely when Mika decided to step on stage as Twilight and accept that mantle as her own and separate herself from Black Raven as to when she decided to drop everything she had been born with and accept the identity of her own future. And
Ooh. Yeah, I didn't think.
Yeah, Puck is so proud of Mika for doing this, and they just want the best in the world for Mika. So I'm going to I can't mark potential because Mika already has potential influence. I mean, so
the influence is automatic, so it's up to Mika whether Mika wants to fiddle with your labels or not.
Yeah, do you want to fiddle with my labels or not, Mika?
That sounds so dirty. Sorry, I'm really tired.
You can say no and just not have to think about it that way.
Yeah, I can't brain anymore.
Okay.
So
Fair.
you're safe with me this time, Puck.
And
So you can clear that condition you have, or you can mark potential.
I'm going to mark potential because I've never played with the condition. So let's see what that does.
Actually, how much of a pain in the ass is that going to be for you? Because influence, insecure is defending someone or rejecting others' influence.
It could be worse.
It's what gives you a -2 to.
Could be worse, yeah.
Okay. Right, so then we move on to Chris. Well, Metal Warp.
Well, this one's it's actually kind of tough. at this point.
Would you like me to come back?
No, I want to say again that she grew closer to the team, but again, I think she grew. She's been fighting this image of herself as both a team player and as an individual who can only really rely on herself, has to be that independent. And I think she kind of grew into that vision of herself as a team player in this one. This was very much about the parts working together, and she was doing good. This wasn't about being the freak or anything like that. So yeah, let's go with growing. She grew into herself, her vision of herself. I think she saw herself more as kind of a normal person. I'm going to take freak down and mundane up.
Okay, sounds good. In which case, Phobos.
He definitely grew closer to the team. And it was very much he grew closer to Puck, because this was something he was dealing with, like, just because he always wanted to show them affection somehow, but being the person that he is, it's very difficult for him to do it. And he finally did it, and like he's grown closer to them, and that meant a lot to him. And I think Puck already has influence over him. Mm. So you get to change his labels if you want to or not. But I'm also going to clear the angry condition, because just that whole thing of when he snapped back at everyone and says, like, I don't have anger problems, but everyone's like, yes, you have anger problems. It made him go, okay, maybe I do have anger problems.
So quick question. What is your savior?
My savior is 2.
And what is your mundane?
My mundane is 1.
So shift your mundane down to 0 and your savior up 1.
Okay.
Okay, and for the very first time, I'm going to say, okay, Twilight.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure that there is really only one option that makes
Crew away from the team.
Yeah.
You guys have Twilight now. But that wasn't what I was thinking. I think grow into the own image of herself.
Makes sense to me.
Maybe, yeah, if you want to say it like that.
And I'm going to take mundane down to 1 and freak up to 1.
Okay.
I just
very
think
cool.
It makes sense as she's starting to learn how to meld her current powers with arcane powers.
Yeah, I mean, what Twilight is going to be teaching you is basically arcane stuff, which is going to allow you to extend your powers, and use them more effectively. So it's not like you're going to be learning loads of new magic stuff. It's
Well, I mean, it is.
Start with what you know, and then maybe later you'll be able to branch out from there.
Well, the fact that she doesn't know anything about the arcane, she's going to be on a crash course to become a better version of herself. Anyway, that's the only one that made sense.
Aww.
Okay, cool. So that's all that.
Awesome. Well, I think that that throws us over to the end then. This was a lot of fun. I think that I have to say my favorite moment was the press conference. Just the that was a heck of a surprise, and that I'm still in some ways reeling from. So that was very, very cool.
If I said sorry, I wouldn't be honest with you.
Oh, that was great though. I love those kinds of character reveals. And I think in a way that actually makes it makes Null feel closer to Mika, because obviously they are going to be sharing the one who was his mentor, and so that's very cool. And
you would have been able to take the protege playbook, but it's already being used.
Yeah, I was about to say, because if there was a double up on playbooks, if you was allowed,
you can't double up.
Yeah, you
playbooks.
can't double on playbooks though, because easily could have been protege.
I really want to be a star, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
That's why I introed you the way I introed you.
Yeah.
I'm a rock
in front
star.
of the press.
That was true. You got your press conference. There it is. Just it's
Yeah,
different
that
now.
wasn't what I wanted exactly, but it's
True.
okay.
But let's go ahead and go around and do our outros, and also favorite moments. And as always for this one, we will start with our newly minted Twilight Thtrnerd.
Hi, my name's Thtrnerd. Follow me at the name down below, on all the social medias. My favorite moment was everybody's reaction to realizing it was Mika on stage, because I feel like Mole and I had talked about this like forever ago. Apparently it was only Sunday, but still, there were several times in the last couple of days I've wanted to tell like Pepper and all y'all, but the payoff was so much better not telling you.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm sorry, but again, that wouldn't be.
You're not.
Don't be sorry.
Yeah, don't be sorry for this.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, this is amazing. You have no reason to be apologize for this.
It was very, very cool. All right, let's head over to Wally.
Hi, my name is Wally. You can find me on Twitter at Wally132. My favorite moment, it's actually a tie between the big press reveal of the one formerly known as Black Raven now shedding their feathers and becoming Twilight, while actually the other favorite moment was more just telling Ezekiel, like, pretty much saying, dude, what the fuck? And because then after he said that, even I felt, I'm like, oh shit, why did he say that? Like, Ezekiel, you dick. And that was a really great moment. It was just this moment of like, you saw that more, like, even though like you're now seeing like the growth Moore had, that the difference between this Moore and the Moore that came out of the prison, and how it is for the better, but it's also you're seeing that, yeah, he's human. And it was a really great moment. I really like that.
I have to admit, I was in two minds about whether to say something on that. I just thought you pushed it a little bit too hard for him to not be pissed about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was very cool. And Pepper, hey, how's it going?
Hello. My name's Pepper. You can find me at Twitter at bbthem4815. As for the favorite moment tonight, it's definitely got to be Mika's reveal as Twilight, because Mika's whole storyline so far, like, speaking as a trans person, it's very like a trans narrative about coming to terms with yourself and your sense of identity, and coming to terms with who you are as a person and embracing that and able to establish that as your public persona. And Puck is so incredibly proud of Mika for being able to continue this transition in her life, and to be able to become a positive member of society, and to be able to shed her past and to embrace her future. That over the moon over this character arc. And Puck is over the moon over Mika's journey. And that's easily my favorite moment of the whole night.
Awesome. Very, very cool. That was really good.
About any of what you just said as my reasons for doing it, by the way. But I'm glad it affected you so much.
Like, I view everything through the trans narrative goggles, so maybe that's just me.
Well, but that's a legitimate way to see her story that I didn't think of.
Ah, it's cool.
That was really cool. Kat, how you doing?
Hey, I'm Kat at Cleric of Chords, where you can find me on the Twitter, and I play games on the internet with my friends. I've got something coming up on Thursdays. Keep an eye out for that. It'll be a couple more weeks, but I'm really, really excited for it because I'm finally getting to play a character that I've had in my head for years, and I'm really looking forward to introducing her to the world. Other than that, right now, not much else going on except for this on Wednesdays. And my favorite moment, I'm going to be selfish. I loved Chris kissing Skeller in the cheek right before they danced in. That was, and then slipping an arm around his waist as he put an arm around theirs. And like I said, as far as she put her. I put it in our group chat, but by making her feel normal, he made her feel special.
Oh.
And by making her feel special, she felt normal. So, yeah, that was
Aww.
That was good. That was so good.
I know, it's so pure.
I heart metal.
I'm just
Metal's my OTP.
I am enjoying the slow burn with this. I really am.
All our cheeses, but I love you anyway.
Look, the slow burn ship is the greatest kind of ship. All I'm saying is, look, the fuck 5-point plan is real. Just let y'all know, okay?
But here's the thing: if it burns for too long, it sinks.
Who knows what will happen? Who knows? But now let us head over to Mole.
Yes, I'm Mole / at Mole Thulu everywhere. Pretty much everywhere. I'm trying to think of how many platforms I'm not on. I ignore half of them anyway, so it's mostly just Twitter and Twitch. Other than this, I haven't really got much to say apart from the fact that I'm slowly working towards my coffee goal to get the next mask campaign into production, which is going to be awesome. Then there's also been a Hunters of the Supernatural thing that I've got mind for. My favorite bit of the night, and I'm going to be selfish again, it's me. My things is my favorite moments are the reactions I get from this, that, and the other. So for tonight, that would have been the telling off Ezekiel and the reveal of Mika as Twilight. That moment when I got to say, and it's about this moment you'll notice that Mika isn't standing there, and then all of you go,
yeah, like deadass Puck's initial response, like as an American citizen, was to assume there was the school shooting and just grab their friends and shove them down into safety.
Awesome, very awesome.
So yeah, that's me.
Very cool, very cool. I actually, I do have, and it's a bit one tiny question before I take us out, and I just wanted to know if does breaking into City Hall and stealing and facilitating the stealing of information count as pulling off a ridiculous stunt?
I'd say yes.
Totally.
Well, I need to ask. I need the answer from Mole. That's really what I need to know, if it counts as pulling off a ridiculous stunt. Because if not, I totally understand. If not, I can aim for something else.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Excellent.
Yes.
That's that drive completed. Very good. Very good.
What have you got left?
I have one more. It is get a new hero name, and I will message you a little bit about what my thoughts are about that.
I've had ideas.
I can. Well, we shall converse. We shall converse.
So Nero's out of the question. Oh.
Probably. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. As for me,
it would have to be, you know, Neo, but Neo. Yeah, sorry, Neo, but not Neo, but legally distinct from Neo, just to avoid copyright.
Similar
claims.
to, but legally distinct from Neo. Yes.
Yes.
Totally. But once again, I'm Jim Ryan. You can find me at Other Doc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and some fiction and games I've been working on, along with links to game signups and applications to join our Discord. Let's see. Can I post a thing you mentioned? You mentioned a goal. Can I've got a link here. I can post if you would be all right with it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm more than happy. If people want to support me, that'd be great.
Yes, please, folks, go. If you want more of this to appear, absolutely.
An FYI, anybody who supports me through coffee, part of the thank you message is a link to a 10-page PDF containing D&D homebrew.
So go forth to that link and check that out. Especially, like I said, if you're interested in getting a PDF, and also if you're interested in more campaigns of a mask-like variety happening at some point.
Something like three races in there. I think it's 6 archetype options, a load of magic items, a couple of spells.
Awesome, excellent. Very cool. So go check that out if you would. In the meantime, things happening on this channel. On Saturdays, we have our Invisible Sun campaign, The Edge of Paradox, going on Saturday nights. On Sunday afternoons, we have one-shots. The one-shot that I'm going to be running this Sunday will be Flat Pack, Fix the Future. It is an optimistic post-apocalyptic game about young workers going out finally above ground after a long time to go forth and harvest the flat packs that contain self-unpacking houses and other things to help to make a brighter future. Then Sunday evenings we have our Dark Matter campaign, Ghosts of Saltmaw. That's Ghosts of Saltmarsh in Space. So come check out that. Then on Tuesday we're going to have the premiere of our monthly campaign for March, and that is going to be a Las Vegas. That is a surreal game that is set in a Vegas-like city, where all the characters have lost their memories, and it uses tarot cards and a few other interesting sort of mechanics and different ways in which it's run. And we've got our group together, and we're going to try it out. So look for that next week. That's going to be in the afternoons on Tuesdays. Then, of course, Wednesday night, back around to more of this, more masks, where we shall. I am looking forward very much in both joy and terror to meeting Malin. We'll see what happens.
And friends.
Malin and Friends, just like the name of the children's TV series about how infernal people learn to get along with each other in whatever manner they do. But sign-ups are going to be open shortly for a one-shot later in this month of Rhysus in the Rhysus system, run by Aris, Animus Panthera, who plays in the Invisible Sun campaign. The name of her scenario is Hill State University. It's a supernatural horror scenario set at a university. So if you'd be interested in that, Rhysus is a very simple system, so you may want to check that out. Also, I'm hopefully soon going to be getting out sign-ups for a one-shot of the Savage Worlds version of Space 1889, Red Sands. So look for that soon if you want to go. Exploring on Mars, that's going to be coming up. So that's always when those are up. Those signups are not up yet, but they will be soon. You can go down to RPG sign up or go to jimyesthatjim.com, click on game sign up. As always, beginners are welcome. So when we hit the end card, let us see. Who shall I send a raid over to? I think that I shall send a raid over in the. I haven't raided the Venture Maidens lately, and they appear to be on. They appear to be having some episode or other going. I'm going to trust in the west coastness of it all for them still to be going when we get over there. So I think I'm going to try to send a raid over there. So we're going to go over there and say hi to them. Feel free to hang on if you so desire and say hi to them with us. That will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will see you next week. Farewell.
Bye.